on with shit.
Yeah, bro. Last time we picked up, we was talking about Frank Gore. I know
Okay.
yesterday I did a whole live on like intergenerational, like instability, psychological, instability, like opiate use. I was talking about like intergenerational fatherlessness on like from
Uh
the
huh.
grandparent level, like having no
Right.
stability. So I did a whole live based on that yesterday, and I wanted to segue into what you had said last week about Frank Gore and how his son is going on to pass on to be like his father. So I just wanted to pick your mind a little bit about what you thought about Frank Gore as an individual first, and why you said he was a terrific person. Like why is Frank Gore such a great dude? And go ahead, bro. Like what makes Frank Gore so great? Go ahead.
Okay. Well, trauma, bro. Remember. Okay. Because it's a lot of young people and things that watch these things. Like I said, when we get into talking about the Mexicans, I'll break that down more. But trauma, dog. Y'all seen Deadpool, and in the movie Dead, now you have seen Deadpool. I know you're not much of a movie person, but have you seen Deadpool, the very first one? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how they got him to unlock his abilities? They put him through all a bunch of bullshit until they finally unlocked what he needed to beat the cancer and all that. Even though it made him look funny and all that, he gave him all them abilities, right? That's real shit. That's how it happens in real life. When you poor, it ain't just black people. Poor people go through a lot of trauma when they young, especially somebody black and ugly like Frank Gore. Him being looking like that, looking like a little gorilla, you can imagine how he looked as a kid. He couldn't get no women. They teased him, whoop, whoop, whoop. All that built a solid rock football carrying, muscle bound. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna get to the top. I'm gonna be everything they said. I'm gonna be better than everything. You know what I'm saying? Like very few people have that mentality. Like that takes a certain mentality to overcome all of that. A lot of people fall to that. That's why a lot of people they get to a certain point and they fall because they hanging with the people they shouldn't be, or most importantly, what happens to a lot of people, they don't have the support. It's okay when you in Pee Wee League, you basically just drop the kid off and they got everything for him. But when you start to climb up the ladder, something you got to go to these different camps. You need these certain equipment. You got to have this, that. If your family don't have the money to get those things, guess what? You out of there. Even though you 10 times better than this kid, his family had the money to get whatever he needed to for him to, succeed. And that happens to a lot of people. That's why a lot of black kids don't play baseball. I love playing baseball. I'm not going to too much watch it, but I love playing it. I just can't hit the goddamn ball because I never practiced. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we don't grow up in environments where everybody's playing baseball. We grew up in environments where everybody's playing basketball and football. You understand what I'm saying? Those
Yeah.
black kids who grew up playing in environments, they strive at playing baseball. Why? Because they've been playing it since they was a kid. But if you ain't been playing that sport since you was 6, 7 years old, you're not. It's gonna be hard for you to be just really great at that sport. You can be naturally good at it just off your God-given talents. But to Hall of Fame level, no, you had to have been playing this your whole life. You have to have a love for this. And Frank Gore is one of them people. I say he's great because he made his son understand that, bro. A lot of these guys be too busy for their kids, dog. That's why a lot of these Magic Johnson son, bro. Need I say no more? Or we can go to the other example. I don't know if y'all remember a baseball player named Torrey Hunter. Uh, but baseball, they make the most money because all their contracts is guaranteed. What they get is what they get. It ain't like football and basketball. They contracts is guaranteed. Well, football is you guaranteed a certain amount, and then you got to hit these certain moments and shit like that to get all the money. But baseball players, they get all their money up front. So Torrey Hunter been rich. His son, hanging with the wrong people when he was coming out of high school, was out there robbing people, bro, breaking into people's houses.
Mm.
And you the son of Tory Hunter, and you breaking in people's houses. Why are you breaking in people's houses? Because you're trying to hang with these guys. You trying to be cool with these guys. These guys don't have it like that. So that's what y'all do. They all might not have been poor, but trying to be gangster. This portrayal of being a gangster has had these guys so caught up in wanting to be gangsters, they don't understand what they're doing to their lives and to themselves. Like you don't want to do
That's a
that.
fact.
But you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
he ended up almost going to jail, ruining his whole because he played football. He went on to play wide receiver at Notre Dame, but that was about it. They didn't want the NFL wasn't gonna touch him because they like, bro, you stupid, bro. And if you
He had
stupid
too
now,
many. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You doing stupid shit now, you probably gonna do stupid shit later. We're not gonna trust you.
Yeah, I mean, I really wanted to ask you as well, like about the 2000 Miami team, because I'm pretty
Oh
sure
yeah.
with Frank Gore played on the 2000 Miami team, right?
He was on the what, 2000, was he I think he was on the '01 team too, I wanna say. Them boys was cold, bro. Ooh, them boys was cold. Them boys
Out
was
of control.
they're like
You
you
remember the
can
roster, right?
yeah, it was Willis McGahee. Their quarterback was the only one that wasn't like a superstar. But
No, yeah,
he was surrounded by superstars, so all he had to do was get rid of the ball. Ken Dorsey wasn't that good. That's why he never had a great NFL quarterback career. But what he's having is a great coordinator career. You know he's a coordinator, right?
mm,
Ken Dorsey is a high level NFL coordinator. And to play quarterback, that's you got to lead. You don't got to have the biggest arm. You ain't got to be the fastest. You just
yep,
got to be able to get rid of the ball and know where it's supposed to go. Reading the defense, knowing, okay, they're going to double this guy. I'm going to go here. If the safety drops down, I can go all the way with him. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
That's what it takes to play quarterback. But they had Willis McGahee. Man, they had K2, Kellen Winslow Jr. They had that offensive line was like, I think they had out of their five starting offensive, like three of them went to the NFL and had great careers. Um, I think Andre Johnson was the wide receiver.
I think so.
Um, and not Aaron Hernandez. They had the backup tight end behind K2. He was cold. I want to say it was
They had Jeremy Shockey, no? I'm
it
pretty
was
sure they had
Jeremy
Jeremy
Shockey.
Shockey.
They had Jeremy Shockey. He from Oklahoma. Anybody from Oklahoma always hung in Texas because it's only so much you can do in Oklahoma City. But it's only a 2 or 3 hour drive to Dallas. So they'll come out here all the time. So Jeremy Shockey and the boys was always in Dallas. But
He was nice.
yeah, it was always like that. And they defense, Ed Reed,
Oh
Antrell
my
Roll,
God.
Samari Roll, I think it was,
They
Brian,
had Wilford.
Vince Wilfork. They had another D tackle that was down there. The linebackers, they just had a cold ass squad, bro. They just had a cold ass squad. Like they was
Yeah,
just Sean Taylor, you know what I'm saying? Like they was just that was
Sean
you.
Taylor.
The only reason you could create a team like that now is you could pay them all, but it'd be hard to get everybody to come because everybody want to be the man now. See, back
Yep,
then they was getting paid, but they was getting paid under the table. You know what I'm saying? Like they wasn't getting
of
paid
course.
like they can now, where it's like, oh, we know you making 1.2 million. They couldn't do that back then, and they wasn't giving that kind of money. You gave a guy $70,000, he was loyal to you till he was for life. You know what I'm saying? Back then,
That's
you
a
slipped his
fact.
parents a house. You know what I'm saying? You bought his mama a house, and he gonna run himself into the ground for you. Willis McGahee and all them guys, Gore and all them guys. They gonna run themselves to death for you. Get them a grill. Back in them days, just pay for that grill. Shit. Give me a nice grill that's gonna shine forever. Bitch, I'm gonna run this rock like
Yo,
I've been. You know what I'm saying?
you remember when Frank Gore he had a couple injuries?
That's what slowed Frank Gore down. That's why it took Frank Gore to get so long where he was it because he tore up both his knees. I want to say he both tore both them bitches up twice. And that back in them days, the knee surgeries ain't like it is now where they know how to
Yeah,
we know how to cut corners to get you back faster. Back then it was you blew your knee out once, they figured you was done. Remember Willis McGahee blew his knee out in the game down there, turned his kneecap like that, and they got him to the first round. Now his career was only 7 years or so, but still that's longer than the NFL average NFL career play. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what that is. What about the
yeah,
draft? Did
yeah.
you watch the draft the other day? This
I didn't
weekend?
watch the. Nah, I didn't. I haven't been on the. I haven't been on that frequency in a long time, bro. I
Only
haven't even
only
been watching the players like that.
only reason I watch the draft like that is because I play Madden.
Hey, man, there's so much room for growth when it comes to Madden. It's not even funny, bro.
Say, a
It's
lot of
crazy.
people are upset at Madden because they send the same game out every year. All they do is basically change the players. But the gameplay, the
Yeah.
graphics, all that is basically the same. They just change the players in the game.
It's not updating, right? Yeah, no,
Right.
they could
That's
do. That's
just
what I'm saying. They could do better, bro. You know,
they
I
don't
just
have to
think that
though.
a lot of corny. There's a lot of corny casts now because you got to think about you got to think about like the LTs and stuff, man. Like you got to think about them. They're not even on like you know what I'm saying in terms of the video game world when it comes to Madden and shit. Like they not making it the potential that it could be when it comes to like major league NFL football. Like, come on,
Yeah, they
dog.
don't
Like
have to. You
they
got to
could do
remember they don't
better.
have to, bro. They don't have to.
They could do so much
Remember,
better.
in '05, man, it was a game 2K. The basketball people right now,
Yeah.
they made a football game that blew Madden out the water, folks. Blew Madden out, and they only charged $20 for that bitch. Blew Madden out the water. I mean, the gameplay, the presentation, everything. Because they was in cahoots with ESPN. So they had Chris Berman and all them on there commentating. They in studio. Like all the shit Madden doing at halftime now, they stole from that game, bro. Because what they did
Mm.
was they went to the NFL and said, okay, we gonna pay y'all X amount of dollars. Nobody else gets to make a football game. Only how you can make another football game is if you make it where it's just coaching. You don't get the players or the players' licensing. You can make an abstract football game. Hell, they got a free one on the PlayStation. You can play it, but there's no real players on there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all, you know what I'm saying, made up shit. You know what I'm saying? Because Madden basically put a monopoly on the NFL licensing. So can't nobody else make another football game. That's why there's only
Oh,
been
that's
Madden
why
forever. Yeah, that's why there's only been Madden since 2005 or six. There's been no other
they're
football
gonna
game.
have to they're gonna have to bring back NFL Blitz, bro.
I mean Blitz. I was never a fan of Blitz. If I'm going to play the street shit, I like street basketball. That was my shit. The NBA streets,
Yeah.
the home courts. You know what I'm saying? All of that. Man, bro. I'm gonna tell you a real quick story about some shit we did. And the only reason I'm bringing it up, y'all, is because of this damn game that we talking about. So, bro, it's 1996, homie. And the Nintendo 64 is like all the rage at this time. We had a white boy in the hood who sold weed. So one day we mobbed down there, we going to get some weed. We get down there, one of the guys, the local guys, is just lingering around. We like, bro, what you down here doing, folks? Oh, nothing. What y'all doing, man? We came to get some weed from the white boy. Uh, he ain't there. We like, when you become guard dog of the goddamn, the hell is going on? So he took the OG because we only ran a 3-man crew, me, my partner, and the OG. He took the OG and was like some shit to him. The OG came back to us and was like, hey, you go on this corner because the way the apartments were set in, you can come in two different ways and go like this. So he said, hey, you get on this corner, you get on this corner, anybody come. Hey, it was like Friday. Anybody come, whistle. So we sitting on the corner. They hit the door, do, boom. They hit that bitch. They in there. Now, again, we the, you know what I'm saying? Like we the henchmen type niggas, so we don't really know what's going on. They go in the house, bam. The nigga that was lingering, bro, when I say he knew what he wanted and what he was doing, bro, by the time I saw that they was in the house and got halfway to the door, he was on his way out the door. You understand what I'm saying? Like this nigga went in there, boom, I'm gone. So we go in that bitch. It's a Nintendo 64 in there. They got a Sega Genesis and some shit over there. Before anybody could say anything, the 64 was already being unhooked. I'm not gonna say by who. That bitch was
Nintendo
already,
64, the 64 is mad underrated, bro. That was one of the
bro.
dopest consoles.
And we had that goddamn NBA. They didn't. I don't know. I think they had NBA hang time in that motherfucker, bro. When I say we was on that bitch. So after the lick, you know how it go. They say after you commit a crime, the motherfucker return. So we go back down there about I don't know, maybe an hour later. We go, cause we can hear the commotion. You know what I'm saying? Like we know some shit up. So we go down there like, man, what's going on, man? What happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, he in there mad at the motherfucker. Apparently, he had $2,400 in there. I think this 1996. He had 2,400 saved up that he was gonna put on this goddamn Acura for some rims he was gonna put on his Acura. and he had like a stupid motherfucker told that dummy, and that's how he knew as soon as he got the opportunity he was going in there, bro. So that's why I say that took me back to when we hit the lick for the Nintendo 64. But yeah, that's what made me think about that game. Cause that damn NBA Hang Time, bro. Anybody who ever played it, they had an alien on that bitch. He was green. Man, I used to take that son bitch and go hard. You know what I'm saying? I've been
Yeah,
in
that's
love with aliens.
crazy.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy you say that because I know there's a concept in Latin is malum. I said this one time I think in a live. It was malum prohibites and then malse or malum se, which means like a bad that's prohibited is something that's like commercially accepted. Like for example, stealing out of like a Walmart or something like
Hmm.
that would be like.
I think that's okay.
But then there's a mal and then there's malum se, which is like pure evil, but there's a certain type of theft that falls under malum se, which is pure evil. But it's crazy because if you was in the wrong place, wrong time, and somebody decides to come out and handle that, you couldn't even do
Bro, we
nothing,
got listen to me. We got listen, bro. The reason that, bro, in Texas, growing up, bro, like when you from the age of about 13 to about a good 15, depends on what kind of nigga you is. If you rather breaking apartments and get money, you gonna do that. But if you like me and was just like, man, I'm just doing this till I'm old enough to get a job and then I don't have to break in apartments, yes. All of us, we broke an apartment, bro. In
Wow.
Dallas, bro, it's so many apartments. It's crazy. And they are huge. You can break in every apartment in the back and go hang out in the front and you'll never be a suspect. Because the apartment's so big, they'll never even think to look at the guys in the front. They'd have figured that. So you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy. How you do it?
Yeah.
You knock on the door, you bang, bang, bang. You beat on that bitch. You beat on that bitch to make sure ain't nobody in that bitch sleep. After you realize ain't nobody in that bitch, you go in there and take the valuables. You take it to the pawn shop. This is before the pawn shop made you show your ID for everything. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like we come from that era where, bro, you 14, you walked in this bitch with 4 VCRs. They not asking no questions.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't give a damn.
Yo,
It, huh?
you do you have any do you know any football players besides like because I know we started off with Frank Gore and the
Uh,
2000 team. There was mad dogs on that team.
uh,
Mad dogs like multiple Super Bowl champion, like one of the illest teams
right.
probably ever. And the crazy thing is that when I played high school football, one of the rivals, and this is what I wanted to talk to you a little bit about,
Uh,
um, in terms of like high school football when you was coming up, or like your experience with high school football and stuff like that.
uh,
Um, the reason I bring up the 2000 team is because the rival team to the high school I was at was actually on that 2000 team as the head coach of the opposing school, Union City.
okay.
So yeah, we had a chance to play against that particular coach, but my particular school
Uh,
where I played at North Bergen, they won state championships in every decade from 60, 70, 80, 90, 2000. They won a state championship in every single one.
uh,
I'm not sure if you remember this guy named Joe Coviello. This guy
sounds
is a brother
familiar.
named Joe Corviello. He's responsible for beating Vince Lombardi and giving him his only loss ever in high school football. My high school coach, Vincent Askeles, actually beat Joe Corviello, the guy who beat Vince Lombardi in high school, and then he
Right.
became the one that went on and made that whole legacy. So that's a little bit of a story and a dynasty that my particular hometown kind of comes from, with all these influences from cats that have been playing ball all around states, like
Right.
beasts, legendary status beasts, right?
Right.
LT used to come by and give speeches to the players too.
Lawrence Taylor.
Big, yeah, with big
Hey,
old
that's my
hand.
cousin,
Yo,
folks.
nah,
No,
you lying,
no
bro.
bush. No, check it out. He from Williamsburg, Virginia. Let me tell you a quick story about LT. LT was
That's
gonna
wild.
LT was gonna stop playing football. He didn't. He just did. He preferred wrestling. Look it up. LT preferred wrestling. My
I
daddy
can
and
see
them
that. I mean,
told
he was linebacker. I can see that.
my daddy and them told him, bro, because I mean, this is the 80s, late 70s, 80s, bro. Like, wrestling is fun, but football is where the money
Makes
is.
the dough. Makes
You know
dough.
what I'm saying? Like, football is where the money is. So they told him, no, bro, don't you stop playing football. You keep wrestling. And sure enough, he listened to him. That's the right thing. Yeah, that's my cousin, bro. I just don't go around telling people because just like a lot of people, bro, when you related to somebody that famous, they expect you to know them and expect you to be rich
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, bro, that fool is like my daddy's age, damn near 70. He don't even know I fucking exist. What are you talking about? You know what I'm
That's
saying? But
crazy,
yo,
bro.
look it up. I think from
That's
Williamsburg,
crazy.
Virginia. That's where my people, my daddy's people is from Williamsburg, Virginia. Yes, sir. I will
That's
not you.
wild.
Yeah,
No,
that I
yeah, he
know,
used to
bro.
come by. He used
And,
to give
and, and,
speeches to the team stuff.
but he
So
be high though, bro. Man, it be hot, bro. It be high, bro. Y'all gotta understand about LT, bro. LT used to be high, bro. Hey, you can still hear me as I walk off, right?
yeah, I still hear you, bro.
Okay. Yeah, LT
But
used to be high.
yo, I wanted to ask you a little bit about like your experience when you played, bro. Did you get a chance to play high school ball, bro?
I'll tell you something about me and my football career and how it tragically ended, folks. So, like I told you, bro, I'm from Yorktown, Virginia, where that's all we do is play. Like, bro, what they call smear, some people call it smear the queer. We called it killer man, where you just chunk the ball up in the air
Kill the man
and
with the ball.
kill the man with the ball. Bro, that was our shit right there,
Hmm.
bro. That was, bro, when I say
Yeah, boy.
that was our shit, bro. And I hated
Bro, you just brought
getting
me to a whole nother dimension.
that's
Yo.
that's why I brought it up. Cause anybody who know what that is, folks. And that's what we played after school, all day during the summer. If we wasn't, if it wasn't football season and we wasn't practicing our plays, bro. And this is when I'm like 7, 8 years old, 6, 7. Like we young doing this, bro. That's why, bro. If look it up when I tell y'all this, it's a lot of football players from my neck of the woods, the Yorktown. Well, they don't because Yorktown is so small. They're gonna say they from Newport News. They're gonna say they from Hampton. They might get a Williamsburg. The Sharper brothers, they from Williamsburg. Mike, what's the guy that retired from coaching right now from the Steelers? Mike Tomlin. Look it up, bro. Williamsburg, Virginia, homie.
Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin.
Williamsburg,
He's cool.
Virginia,
He's pretty
folks.
dope. He's pretty
Went to
dope.
William and Mary. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of us, bro. So that's all we did out there. What happened to me was, bro, I left Virginia and I left my partners. Dog, when I say we was a crew, bro, like a lot of them, some of them anyway, like I say, a lot of us got caught up in the streets. A lot of them, they might have went to college, but they wasn't my size. You know what I mean? Like they was little guys. So they wasn't, like I tell you, to make it to the big leagues, you got to be a pretty decent sized person. You know what I'm saying? Like them guys was little. I was a thin person. When I got to Texas, the coaches used to tell me, bro, you have got to put on some weight, else you ain't gonna make it because you're too thin. I'm tough as
Yeah.
nails because my dad is a big dude, and I used to take a lot of ass whoopers from him. A lot. I mean,
Yeah.
dog, I'm taking 12, 13 ass whoopers a year from this big old nigga. From the time I'm 6 till the time I'm about 10. So I'm tough
Yeah.
as nails. You really can't hurt me like that physically. You know what I'm
What
saying?
was what was the position? What was the position you used to play primarily? Like if you played on the
Bro,
team,
and this is what I'm gonna tell you, bro, because you know when you're a kid and you good, you really play everything.
skill.
But
You
I
play
tell
skill. Yeah.
people my focus was defense. I could play everything but corner because I didn't have long distance speed. You understand what I'm saying? Like I was fast in a short area, but to chase a receiver all the way down the field, especially Tyreek Hill, no, bro, he gone. Hey, I got him to this point.
Yeah.
Somebody get him from here. You understand what I'm saying? I can't cover him like that. But in
Yeah.
the front seven, I can play anywhere on the front seven, except of course D tackle because you need to be big so you can eat up space. So the linebackers, which I primarily played, we could do our thing. We could get out there and run. You got them go keep them big niggas off me. I got the ball carrier. Don't worry about it. Because I like contact. I like hitting people. That was my thing. So I get to Texas, bro. I'm training. I'm working. Like one thing about me, I always wanted to play football as a that one of I knew what it takes to be a great career football player. I knew what it took. You got to train. You got to eat right. You got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to stay out of trouble. All that shit. I understood that, bro. So I did that,
Bro.
bro. I get to Texas, man. And like I told you, bro, growing up, I've always moved around, so I never had real friends. Like I know somebody 2 or 3 years and up, I'm gone. I ain't gonna never see you again. So I've never had
Mm,
real friends. When I got to Texas, I knew I was gonna stay here. So I was trying to make friends. The problem was I was making the wrong friends. Reason I say this, I went to a school in Irving that's called MacArthur. Our colors were red and white. We the MacArthur Cardinals. The crosstown school is called, the city is Irving, Texas, where the Dallas Cowboys originally played, Irving, Texas. The
mm-hmm.
crosstown rivals was the Irving Tigers. Their colors were black and gold. The third high
Wow,
school in Irving
that's
was
ridiculous.
called Nimitz. They were called the Vikings. Their colors were purple and white. I'm telling y'all these colors of these schools, so when I tell y'all the gang representation, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Remember, MacArthur, Cardinals red, but the school was full of Crips. Nimitz colors was purple and white, but their school was full of squirrels. Like
Wow.
Nimitz was like, bro, that's where the whites and the Mexicans went to school. Is very, I mean, you found some black people that went to Nimitz, but not a lot. All the black people went to Irvin or MacArthur. You understand what I'm saying? And the Mexican gang, the Midnight Tigers, colors were
Yeah,
black and gold. They was over there on the Nimitz side. So they
that's
everybody wanted to
crazy, bro.
everybody wore other school colored jackets because it represented their gang. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy. But I say this to understand that back in the 90s, the gang culture was real. Like,
Hell yeah, bro.
you feel what I'm saying? Like the gang culture was like everything. I didn't get introduced to it until I came to Texas. I didn't understand how real it was. Anybody who would tell you now, I don't have a lot of friends because I only like real people, bro. I only real people are the only people I'm gonna put in my circle, folks. I'm just who it is. That's if I realize you's a buster, you can't fuck with me. I just can't, bro. I can't do it. I can
Oh
have
yeah,
homeboys.
the gangs over in where I was growing up.
Uh,
I write about this in my book a little bit.
right,
I didn't get to see it like how my dad got to see it like evolve. Like my dad got to see evolve through the 80s because he's a
right,
71 born and he got
right.
to see it evolve. So when he had me like right in the middle of the 90s. But
That's
I
when it was
was
live.
raised,
That's when it was
yeah,
livest.
I was raised right in between the that era between like 95 and 2005, and I
Yeah,
remember all of that shit. 9/11. I remember 9/11, and I also remember there was, like I was saying, there was games that would be chopping heads, bro. There would be
yes,
times where even like it was like sub gangs, bro. It would be like
yes,
broken up into
yes.
like uptown, midtown, downtown, and then they all had their own sets too, and they had to do shit on mischief night that was out of control to
Right,
get into their set. Yo,
right,
and
right,
nah, it was
right.
fucked up because I remember one time one of my homies, bro, he ended up actually being somebody like that became
A real, hey,
motherfucker,
what we
bro,
call a triple OG, a shot caller.
sucker, bro. He became a
Oh,
super
he's a
sucker.
hoe. He's
But
what we
he
call a
became a super
crash
hoe.
dummy.
But I remember one time, dude was walking home,
Right,
and there was like between downtown and uptown where the area I'm from in North Bergen, there's a way to get uptown faster if you
right.
just go to like the poor side of town, not the poor side of town, but the side of town that's more grimy. Like you could cut through the
No, you
downtown
said it
side
right. The
of.
poor side of town. You said it right.
You see,
Don't
you
be
could cut
modest.
through you could cut through the back ways of the town and you can end up in midtown.
Right. It's a
So like
shortcut.
if you was in the town like by the main streets, it would take
Right,
you mad long to walk to get to midtown. So it's a whole shortcut.
right.
Yo, these midtown dudes, they jumped the shit out of him, bro. They beat that
Uh,
kid up like Jesus, bro.
oh, now
They
that's
beat the shit out of him. Like they had him on the fucking on. I remember. Damn, bro, I should just brought me back. Like I remember him. He came to the stairs. Like we used to all chill on the stoop. He was on the staircase. He was the only one in the middle, and everybody was around him. Like, damn, bro, and they got fucked up. And that was not even gang beef. That was just I'm from downtown. This is midtown. That's
and that's
uptown, and that's how it went. Wow.
That I
Wow.
was that's
But
that I will explain that part when we get to the Mexicans because
yeah.
that's the that's the kind of thinking that has got all these people looking for some. Oh yeah, that's the kind of thinking. Hold up, bro. Like, give me 30 seconds. I gotta. Uh,
Yeah, man. I really
hey,
want to
where's
get
the boy?
into some of
Tell
these
him to
more
call my
play
sister,
these
Pookie. Uh, yeah, my bad, bro. My some
No,
shit
you're
going
good.
on.
I wanted to ask you like, yo, are there any players that you could remember off the top of your head, especially so just to keep it on topic with what we going with in the
Right,
2000 Miami or anybody
right,
that
right,
played
right.
with Frank Gore, San Francisco, because I know Aaron Hernandez was one of them. But
No,
is
no,
there
no.
any
He
one of
played.
them?
He went to Florida.
But I'm saying, is there any cats that you know that made it big time ball, but it was part
Oh
of
yeah.
gang and shit?
I'm gonna tell you some real shit. No, bro, because that's why I was originally going when I was talking about the high schools and shit. Because you know
Hmm.
me, I be getting sidetracked. But okay, so I was at MacArthur. We moved to the other side of town, so I end up having to go to Irving. But I had already made my name with the Crips. So by the time I got to Irving, people already knew who I was. But at the same time, they like, yeah, we don't, bro. Like I always tell you, bro, respect is everything, bro. Like, I can't wait till we get Arisha on the Stone on the show so I can ask because I were on his show and I told you one of the commenters was like, why? Because I told him like again when it comes all everything circle back to the Mexicans. But why? Like why would you want respect? Their respect, bro? Because I don't give a damn if it's a flock of wild fucking geese. They got to respect
Yeah,
me. I don't give a damn what they how they feel or how they treat you. But they have got to respect me. That's just the way I feel about anything or anybody. So I'm at the school, but I don't really have no issues. You know what I'm saying? I did some shit one day that caused myself problems, but that's another here or there. But so I'm not. The school is full of bloods. They not fucking with me, but they not fucking with me. So I sit at this particular table with guys, bro. I didn't even know this was the. I didn't know this was the football players. I didn't even know these was the football players. I'm just sitting with these guys. Didn't know that that's the football players. That's why they like that because they the football players. They don't get into dumb shit. Like they not into gang banging. They're not
that's a
into the
fact.
fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
they
a fact.
handling their business. They passing their classes. They going to school on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting with these guys, bro. One of these guys, we call him Petey, bro. That's where I met him. I met him at Irvin sitting at the goddamn table. Didn't even know he played football. Didn't even know he was a star on the football team. I didn't know that this fool was a football star until I saw him on TV at Kansas State. He played cornerback with Terrence Newman. When Terrence Newman was cornerback at Kansas State, he was the corner on the opposite side. I see him in the club, man. He say, "Hey, Wood, what's happening?" I said, "What's up, bro?" He like, "Bro, I'm about to get drafted." I gave him that look like, "Yeah, I know," because again, all of us from that era, we was all good. But if you didn't, you know what I'm saying, like especially if you didn't go to college, I seen some of the guys. I'm finna give you some more guys I went to school with that made it to the NFL. I had seen
Yeah.
some of the guys. They was like, "I'm about to get drafted." And they never got drafted. They still in Irving, Texas right now. You feel what I'm saying? So when he said that to me, I gave him that look, gave him that hug, like, yeah, you got to think. When I left high school, bro, I went to Virginia. I did a whole lot of shit, but I went straight into the drug game. So when he see me in the club, he see me with all the people. You understand what I'm saying? Because they at school, I'm in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So he see me with the people like, damn, what's up, Wood? I'm like, yeah, what's up with you? Know? Then next thing I know, bro, and I remember the year because, like I told you, I was being in the football. I was seeing who went where. I look the very first year the Houston Texans were in existence. That first year, he was the seventh round pick of that year, their inaugural year, what they call it. Their inaugural year, he was the seventh round pick, and he played. Shit, Petey played for some years, bro. He got man. I'm gonna tell you how cold he was, bro. Houston, you know, Houston was trash. when they first came into the league. They were sorry as hell. They had the quarterback, but they had no offensive line. This fool was getting killed, made special. Uh, they was playing the Colts, and this is when the Colts had Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison.
Wow.
They had their corners on them. Marvin Harrison is eating these boys up. I mean, he is killing them, dog. I mean, making them look like Manderson. They put PD on them because that's like, again, that's their only option. They put PD on him. PD shut him down twice, and then he got fucking hurt. I never got a chance. Bro, I wish I could have talked to PD like, bro, when you were shut down Marvin Harrison that game, that uh they could, bro, Marvin Harrison probably had about down there 300 yards on them people, bro. He was eating their ass up. They put PD on the PD was shutting them down, bro, and then he got hurt. And I say two plays, I mean two stops, because they might have ran
Yeah,
the ball, they might have went to the other side, whatever. But he had two stops on Marvin Harrison, and then he got hurt. I don't know what the fuck
that's
happened to him,
crazy.
but then he got hurt. Our
That's crazy.
quarterback at MacArthur was cold, bro. And when I say he was cold and everybody knew he was gonna be a star, in high school, again, I'm just coming there. I don't know nobody. I'm not from Texas. He a senior. So I'm coming in there. This fool got pressed. Like motherfuckers taking pictures, they walking up to him with the microphone and following him. Like, I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Goddamn, he's the quarterback. He went to on to play linebacker at where he go to college at? Missouri? No. Purdue,
Missouri.
maybe it's Purdue. Okay, I think it was Purdue. Remember when Drew Brees went to Purdue? You kind of young, so you might not remember.
I
Drew
mean,
Brees,
yeah, yeah. I thought he played for Vanderbilt, but go ahead.
it was Purdue. You just knew with them colors. They got the same colors. They got the same uniforms.
Yeah,
Purdue, when they went, bro, a lot of the guys from Texas, they went together. Like a lot, Drew Brees rallied all of them up, like, "Hey man, let's all go to Purdue and take it over," because that was the school that was offering him the job. He was like, "Hey, let's
yeah,
all go to Purdue and do our thing so we can all get to the NFL." Because you know how it is when you put a collection of guys together that's want to win and they all from the same kind of area. They all know how to move, so they bring their own culture. And Texas football culture is like none other, bro. Like
that's
I
a
don't know
fact.
if do you know what I'm saying? Like it's like none other. So when you bring 8, 9, 10 guys from Texas, Purdue came up. Look it up. Don't you think Drew Brees became what he became? Just look it up. I tell you all the time, bro. Anything I tell you, just look it up. Drew Brees took a bunch of guys from Texas, and they all went to Purdue and came up. One of them, I want to say he went with them, but I know he could have. But his name is Aiken Adele. Aiken played middle linebacker. He ended up playing middle linebacker, and then he played for the Dolphins. That's where he made his money. And then he played for the Cowboys for a couple years. But Aiken, uh, when Aiken was playing, one of the defensive guys' name was Patrick Chuckwar. Patrick Chuckwar ended up playing for the Vikings and ended up playing for the Broncos and a couple of, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Chuck still, we call it, because it's Patrick Chuckwar and it's Chris Chuckwar. But we all call them Chuck. It just depends on which one you was talking about. Because one was light
Yeah,
skinned, one was dark skinned, but their last name was Chuckwar, and we just called them Chuck. And like, what's Chuck you talking about? Dark Chuck, okay. Or they say Pat. So about Patrick, or they talking about Chris, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that
that's
shit.
wild, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like a lot of people, when I tell them all, they're like, bro, well, what happened to you? I keep telling you, I got to Texas and started hanging with them gangbangers, bro. I told you, I'm sitting at the damn table with Petey. Didn't he know he played football? Because I'm too
Yeah,
busy worried about the gangbanging. Too big.
all
I'm at this
bullshit.
school. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at this school with all these blood niggas. Now I gotta watch my back and hope no don't try me. You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to get out. Hey, I'm trying to get out the school as soon as possible because at the end of the day, at the end of school, that's when all the dumb shit goes down. So I was trying to get out of school, get back to my side of town before school let out. My girlfriend at the time had a car. So MacArthur got out like 15 minutes before Irving. Again, they do this shit on purpose so they don't have so much, Bro, they used to pull up to the school and shoot at each other and everything. I mean, like, yeah, at the
I
school, we don't
know.
give a damn. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I mean, even in the time when I was playing ball, bro, gangs wasn't even like it started to die down, and it was starting to become more of an organized thing. Like there was one time. where we had a preseason scrimmage, bro. It was a tri scrimmage, and
right,
we had rival teams come to our field on the same sideline, bro. It was
right.
Hackensack and Hudson Catholic. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but you remember that football player Jabril Peppers?
Of course,
He was on that
yeah,
team. He
he's still
was on
playing.
what? That's crazy.
Jabril
But
Peppers, the safety that went to Miami. I mean, went to Michigan.
I, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's still playing, folks.
Yeah, he was playing at that time he was playing safety and I think running back or something like that
Yeah, he
in
was playing
in the high
offense and
school
defense. Yes.
that we was try scrimmaging, and they started brawling right there on the sideline, and that was the end of the scrimmage.
Because again, the mind has been warped to think all that bullshit is important. And if you don't have a
Yeah.
certain mentality, like I said, them guys that made it, they had that mentality already. I didn't have it yet. Mine came later. Like it wasn't until I was about 17 or 18 that I realized, man, this gangbanging shit ain't worth a damn. All you doing is getting in trouble and watching your homeboys die. That's all you
Yep.
doing. That's all you doing,
That's a
bro.
fact.
Getting in trouble and watching your people die, bro. It's like only color I care about is green. Now I'm old enough. You know what I'm saying. I've been on my own since I was 16. So that's when it really became like, bro, like, no, man. Like I had to take care of
What you
myself. I had to
think?
find myself to eat.
What would you think about like now that I mean, what do you think about Aaron Hernandez, bro? Like how his career went, because his team was good too. He came up with Cam Newton and Tim Tebow. That's ridiculous.
Bro, that dude,
So
dog,
what do you think? What do you think?
CTE, and mental illness. First of all, he was already mentally ill because
Yeah.
he was closeted homosexual. You did know this.
Uh,
You see what I'm saying? So this is what people have to understand about people who are homosexual. Their mind is already messed up.
mm,
You got to start there. When somebody is a homosexual, they don't understand that they're not supposed to have. You know what I'm saying? Like they missing something. There's a chemical imbalance in the brain where they don't realize that you're not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be this. It's supposed to be this. You feel me? So when a
uh,
person don't understand that, you already got to go. Okay, we got to slow down with them because they ain't up to speed. You understand what I'm saying? Like they shit don't work right. They shit go slower. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to deal with that. Then you mix that shit with poverty, growing up poor. You listen to his mama on the goddamn thing telling man, uh, you should have gave me $1 million of that money and I would have. And he like, Ma, I never had $1 million. Which like I be telling y'all, when them football players get them contracts, they don't get their money immediately. They gotta wait certain times. Then they only get paid during the season. You know what I'm saying? Like it's shit to go with them football contracts. So he might not ever had $1 million sitting in the bank that he could just give her to say, here, sit on this in case anything happens. So, but you get what I'm going to is you hear her mentality is, oh, she all about the money and imagine if this being your mama. Ain't no telling what kind of ignorant ass shit you know what I'm saying, kind of trauma she put on the man. And
yeah, I
then,
mean that's one of the, oh, thank you for bringing that up, bro, because a lot of the South American diaspora, the people that consider themselves like Latinos and shit, like
right,
the mental illness that runs through,
in the
and
families,
I can speak on this through my own experience by way of my mom's side and by way of my dad's side as well. Like they was still to this day, they all mentally ill as fuck, bro. Like there ain't no way they gonna just miraculously become entrepreneurs and get out this situation because they so mentally ill, bro. It's
you feel what I'm
ridiculous.
saying?
Like
You
they
feel what I'm
they
saying?
they strap down. It's crazy because like the game has evolved to the point where it's like they went through all the mental illness and then now their remedy is opiates, organized fashion through the pharmacies, and then you also got like them taking in like the religion aspect. So when that gets mixed up, and then they be eating all types of pork, Hey, bro,
They don't.
it's a dunzo. It's dunzo. Like they just
It's nothing
giving
you
birth
can do
to,
with that.
at this point they just giving birth to like parasitic behaviors. Like they're giving birth to completely, you know what I mean? Because even
The
parasitic
parasites
type
is in
behaviors where
control.
it's just
What
give,
say the
just
parasites is
take
in
and take
control.
and take.
They they
So
they, they
what you
running the body.
said, what you said about Aaron Hernandez's mother, um, like there's plenty of people that are considered like Hispanic Latino that just be offing themselves and doing crazy ass violent crimes because they can't stand the exploitation of that particular maternal head because it's not a paternal head that's making the choices no more.
Right,
It's
right.
wild.
That's
It's wild.
it's
It's
and
wild.
people
So yeah,
people don't think that that's a real thing, but that's exactly what that is, and it's in the food. You see what I'm saying? Like you eating this shit that you don't realize that you done ate this. Hey, today you done went to 3 different fast food restaurants and ate 2 double meats everywhere you went. You just have released so many goddamn parasites into your body that it'll probably take damn near 6 months to kill
hey,
them some
I
bitches.
had I had students from DR, Dominican Republic, and
Out there killing shit.
I never I never remember, like I never forget one time I'm teaching them a class and they take a, you know, they're hungry and they take like a little break in the middle of my class,
Right.
and I kid you not, bro, they brought to my class like how somebody would bring like an apple or maybe like some applesauce, you know,
Right,
something
right, right.
healthy,
A pack of
granola
crackers.
bar. Yo, they brought a can of sausages, dog,
Oh, what you,
salchichas.
bro? Fucking Vienna sausages. What you mean? That's bro, what you talking about, bro? What you talking? Stop it, bro. Wait a minute, Marco. Now wait a minute. Whoa, slow down.
But hold on,
You
you gotta
said,
understand though, like if you from DR
uh,
and you on that diet, that's a
uh.
whole nother level of mental illness, dog. That's a whole nother level of
Okay,
mental
so I see
illness
what you
where,
said. In your country, they know better than to eat that shit.
of course, but it's
Okay, cause
because of
you
the programming. It's because of the programming of the Latino mindset
right,
that
right,
they
right.
think that they gotta eat pork. So they
No,
choose to eat pork even in a canned fashion. Like I'm talking about,
no.
like when you open the can, there's still liquid inside the can, and
Yeah,
you gotta pour out the liquid,
bro.
and then you pull out the sausages. You be eating the sausages, and then you go back to trying to study and learn a language, dog. You really gonna learn a language eating sausages?
Bro,
I
we
mean,
call they call Vienna sausages in America, and they are in damn near where they were. People are waking up now, but in the '80s when I was growing up, everybody who
everybody
in the
ate
house
that.
and the only reason I didn't eat it, that's why I say we had it in every home. I just didn't like it. I didn't like Vienna sausages. I didn't like spam. Uh, but it's
Yeah,
a whole lot of that
devil
old
ham, all that,
all that,
pulled pork.
bro. I just did not. I would, bro. And you know what it is when either you gonna eat it or starve. Fuck it, I'm gonna starve. Not knowing that starving myself was unlocking shit because of the cell breaking down and all that kind of shit that you doing inside your body when you don't eat. That what a lot of people don't understand. I don't
You want
eat.
to know something crazy?
Huh?
There's a dude, an MMA fighter in Cuba right now, champion MMA fighter in Cuba. He goes by Javier Martinez, Spider Man. They call him like
No.
that. Yo, this cat, he gets on a balcony in the middle of Cuba and he says, all these people right here,
No.
they don't, it's called cognitive dissonance, that these people know nothing about nutrition, that all they doing is getting hungry to the point of starvation, and then they be eating shit, and then they can't even think for themselves no more because they filled their body up at its point of refinement in a fast, to the point where like whatever they eating kind of controls them at that point. And there's an old saying in Cuba that says, el que controla el estómago controla la vida de uno. And there's another
No.
one that says, um, hay hombres que trabajan por pan y hay hombres que trabajan por edificio, which means
I finna say, come on now.
there's men that work for bread, and then there's men that work for buildings.
Right,
So
right,
it's crazy. Like this
right.
particular dude right here, he got arrested recently in Cuba just because of the fact that he was on Instagram saying like, "Yo, these motherfuckers over here they can't even eat right," and he was
Right.
over here pretty much just like
Because
just
they don't,
talking on the
bro.
internet.
You
So
gotta,
that regime is dead wrong, bro. Dead wrong. Knowing damn well that they have enough land to create vegetation and better situations and shit like that.
that's the problem, bro. That's why you think America bomb everybody that don't get in on it, bro. Get down or lay down was not invented by niggas. You understand what I'm saying? That's not a that niggas didn't invent that saying, bro. They just they just the dummies that just go around doing dumb shit to prove it. But niggas didn't invent
Mm,
that, bro. Them the reptilians, the whatever they were that's being chased throughout space right now. That's why they hiding on Earth. Let's put it like that. Those some
wow.
bitches created the whole get down, either do the way we wanted to or your ass is out of here type shit. They created that
Wow.
whole goddamn movement, bro. That's where that shit comes from. Nobody is, bro. Nobody is. The Earth was a peaceful planet, bro. That people lived together. Like I said, we will get into that later with the Mexicans. But that whole shit up, that whole setup, that whole bullshit deal of get down, lay down, that came with them wanting control, bro. It's all about control. That's why people say, well, damn, why can't we do this? And there's nothing wrong with it because of control, bro. I need to be able to control you.
Wow.
I need to be able to control you. People move up the ladder because they want to be able to control people, folks. Yes.
Yo, you know any players that came up that didn't have no parents and they became like full out beasts, like superstars? Anybody that came from real fucked up situations?
I mean, shit. There's a lot of them. I mean, bro,
It's a whole bunch, right?
it's a whole bunch, bro. I mean, one of the now the one of the ones that I can think of to me came from one of the worst situations and made it was Lavernius Coles. Now, Lavernius Coles
Laverne
played
He's a
wide
running back,
receiver.
right?
He played wide
Laverne
receiver for
Cole.
the Jets, and then he played for
I
the
remember number 80. Number 80.
I believe he wore 80, and then he played for the Commanders, the White Redskins, whoever the fuck you want to call them. Lavernius Cole. Lavernius Cole was molested as a little boy. He was passed around. I don't know if exactly was passed around, but he had an uncle or somebody who was,
Wow,
touching
bro.
on him and all that. And he, like I told you, bro, that trauma, bro, trauma unlocks the shit inside of us that makes us great, bro. That's why I started off with the Deadpool shit, so people understand. And and let me tell you the reason why it took Deadpool so long to unlock his powers, because he knew waking up every day that he was gonna be put through some shit. Remember that. Every day they woke him up and, well, we gonna try this. Well, we gonna try that. Well, we gonna try that. He woke up knowing this. Well, when you a child, you don't wake up knowing that, hey, somebody gonna try to, you see what I'm saying? Or my parents gonna die in a car wreck right in front of me and I'm gonna be the only one survive. Or my mom gonna die giving childbirth to me, so I'm gonna grow up, everybody hates me because everybody loved her and she died giving birth to your little nigga ass. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the trauma and the bullshit that people go through that unlocks the greatness inside of them. That's the whole thing about it. You got to go through hell to get to heaven. That's the real. That's it is what it is, folks. So yeah, no,
No,
that's a lot
yeah.
of
I
them
mean,
guys,
it's
folks.
wild, bro. It's really insane because that particular aspect of nutrition has been used against people to bring
Forever,
out like the most for yeah forever. Like it's been used to bring out the worst in people because
and they don't
like
know it.
I've seen specimens, bro. Like you know what it is. Like especially them southern cats. You know, 6'4",
Yes,
300 pounds, running a goddamn 4'7", 4'5", like ridiculous, bro. It's just that type of
4'7",
specimen.
4'5". I'm talking about these motherfuckers down here, bro. These dog. I thought you was gonna say the 4'3s and the 4'4s at that size. That's
Yeah,
Michael
no, yeah,
Parsons, bro.
that's
Well, Michael Parsons ran a
yeah,
4'3'8", man.
that's crazy.
Yeah, he
That's a truck.
245 and he 245
That's a truck.
pounds. Yes, bro.
You
That
remember
fool
that
went from
sports science? You remember that show Sports Science, right? When they used to show all the statistics and stuff like that.
his last name was Brinkus and he died, bro. Brinkus
Wow.
died. I think his name was John Brinkus did sports science. Yeah, John Brinkus died, bro. Yeah, but yeah, hell yeah, I remember sports science. You love watching sports science.
Yeah, it
Feel
was
bad.
fire. I remember seeing the force, like the force of Ray Lewis's hit. They said it was like a getting hit by an 18 wheeler.
So you think about these guys, these running backs that's coming through that hole. Hey, they just spun off the goddamn guard at that full. You know to take the force and the torque that it take to spin at the moving at that speed, and you come off that bitch, and as soon as your eyes come around, your vision ain't even settled yet, and Ray Lewis is coming full speed from his linebacker position, bro. I didn't want to
Rock
be
you,
that,
yeah.
so I'd rather be Ray Lewis than that running back coming through that hole. Shit, no thank you.
Yeah, man. I know what that's like, bro. Running up that middle and getting fucking rocked. Rocked.
Bro,
That's why I
that's
play skill positions.
hey, cause you thin. I saw your pictures there. You was too thin to play anything, bro. You got your, especially in there.
Oh, bro.
You was too thin, bro. You had to
Mad
play
skinny.
cornerback and say you had to play cornerback and safety, bro. That's all you had. How much did you
Yeah,
weigh?
I was all water, bro. I was all water. I was not
Yeah, yeah,
I would fluctuate from 150 to 160 and that's it.
yeah.
One
No,
fifty, one sixty.
that's not
And
a.
then I was playing I would try to play punt, return, I would try to do wildcat.
What
I
was
would
your
play
40?
like my 40 was a 4.5, bro.
Oh hell no! At 150 pounds? Oh hell no, bro. Bro, I
That's
was
what I'm
two.
saying.
Bro, I was
I mean,
two.
you could. I mean, game time speed obviously will be
It's
faster
different,
because I
right?
was one
But
of the fastest cats on the whole team.
you
Actually,
should have
I was the
been.
fastest cat. I
Bro, at
was
your
the
weight,
fastest
you
cat on
should.
the team. Yeah.
How tall are you, folks?
5'10", bro.
That's what I thought you. 5'10", 5'11". Yeah, you should have been fast in the
Yeah,
bitch. Yeah, you should have been fast in the motherfucker. But no, bro,
yeah.
at 220, bro, I ran 4.46. And I was playing
That's
linebacker and
crazy.
defense. I played linebacker and defensive end. That's why I told you, bro. I was coming off that edge. I was coming. Oh, I was coming, bro. Quarterback wouldn't stand no chance. Quarterback wouldn't stand no
That's
chance. If
crazy,
I'm cutting
bro.
off the edge to the quarterback, bro, he didn't stand a chance. I was, bro,
Hell no.
Jerome Curse. Remember Jerome Curse?
It sounds
During that,
familiar.
he was the linebacker. I mean, he was defensive end. Came from Tennessee Titans. During that time, Michael Vick and all them. That bro, that was my real comparison, bro. Because I'm coming off that edge, bro. I am coming off, bro. When the quarterback, man, I'm not. I was one of them guys that understood. Don't listen for the word hut. Watch the
Yeah,
center move
the
the
ball.
ball.
You gotta watch the ball. Yeah,
Once the center move, as soon as his arm do this, ding, I'm gone. That was my thing, bro. But then I would
yeah. You
get
have
off the
to,
practice field and
watch
go do dumb shit.
you gotta watch the pressure on the players' hand when it's on the floor, like where their heels is at, if they're gonna be pulling guard. Yo, you know what's crazy? A lot of like it's funny you say that, and the reaction is mad funny too because over when I played, like we had some tough cats, but when I played specifically, like that year
Uh,
from my junior to my senior year, my whole senior year, everything got soft, bro. After that, like senior year, like everything got soft, bro.
because of them concussions. You remember this
Everything got
movie
soft.
came out? You probably don't. It was a movie came out. It was called Concussion. Will
Yeah,
Smith,
I remember that.
Will Smith played that doctor. After that, bro, it brought to everybody attention how dangerous it is to play. Bro, as cold as I was, my mom never see me play football because she didn't want me to play football. That's another reason why when I moved to Texas, my football career went downhill. My mom didn't want me to play, so she wouldn't
Yup,
support my
likewise.
football activity. She wouldn't if it had anything to do with football, she didn't give a damn because she didn't want me playing football because she didn't want me getting hurt. But she didn't understand that I was one of the guys out there bringing that punishment. I played defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, but she never wanted to see me play because again, back in them days, guys were getting paralyzed. Guys were getting paralyzed on the football field back
For
in them days.
sure. For
You see what I'm
sure.
saying? So all them days, all that's why you say it got soft. Man, they got people dying and getting paralyzed, and they got to bring the stretcher out, and they got to put them in the air cast. That's too much for the young kids to see. To say, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't want to see that, bro. That's why boxing is what it is today because nobody wants to see these guys get in here and beat themselves retarded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like nobody wants to see that, folks. You understand what I'm saying? Like they don't. It's not people that don't have that thirst for blood like they used to. This ain't the gladiator days. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's
true.
why some of that extra value. UFC when it first came out, they whole thing
Yeah.
when they first started going on regular prime time stuff, bro, they whole thing was get these guys in here with these big cauliflower ears so we can bust that bitch and get the ratings up. That's how
You know
UFC
what's
blew up, bro.
crazy? That you had the Pride League too. That was pretty
Bro,
wild.
shit. What's his name? Still, what's the guy to do this dance like this? Sean Merriman. He got his own lights out fight league. You know what I'm saying? Because again, people have that. There's never gonna be that there's people gonna have that. That's that reptilian, that draconian side of the brain. There's always gonna be people who is more influenced by that side of the brain. So they're gonna be more
Yeah,
inclined to want that violence and see blood. They got that bloodthirst. They the ones in the crowd screaming, "Kill him! Kill him!" You know what I'm saying? While the sensible
yeah.
people saying, God damn, he had enough, let him go. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro, like you gotta deal with them psychopaths. They in the world, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you gotta shit, yeah, that's where that come from, bro. But yeah, people was getting hurt on the football field, so they had to tone it down. The why hey, Michael Irvin, I told you, Michael Irvin, it wasn't even just the optics of him being on the field, this bitch, we needed him in the league. We needed him, make it. We need him get. We don't need him getting caught with hookers and shit at the hotel with heroin and cocaine and all that dumb shit. That we don't need. We don't need these some bitches got this house where ain't nothing in that bitch but cocaine and strippers. We don't need that. But we do need his energy on the league in on the field and hyping his guys up and seeing him on the sideline going crazy. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
need that. You know what I'm saying? But the rest of that shit, no, we don't need that, bro. We don't, kick rocks with that shit. But we need Michael
Nah, it's
Irvin
crazy,
regardless.
bro. Cause like, man, like a lot of folks they think that everything is kind of like about like race and stuff like that. But
Right.
to some degree, when it comes to like this physical dominance and when it comes to people being like mentally straight, that's why I bring up this Aaron Hernandez thing because
That was awesome.
A lot of these Latino cats be playing people out like the Giants of North America in terms of like
The
these Titan size players. And I'm talking about like you take everybody that played football from 1960 to like 2000, there ain't
uh,
nobody on the planet that could physically outdo anything them. Like anything them. Like you know what I'm
bro,
trying to say? Like in terms of
you ever seen
physical
you
stature.
ever seen Tookie? You seen Tookie Williams?
Nah, you gotta send me that when we finish this though.
Bro, you have got to see, bro. Tookie Williams is the alleged Crip leader, bro. That they had in prison for all the many years, and then they finally allegedly executed him. My word is that they didn't kill him; they froze his ass because he's one of them like ancient type motherfuckers where you really can't kill that son of a bitch. But this is what they reported that he was so goddamn muscular that when they was trying to put the needle in him, the bitch kept breaking.
That's crazy. I seen something and like I seen there's one video, I don't even know the dude's name, bro. I don't even know the dude's name, but I seen a video of this dude in a courtroom
Uh,
that he ended everybody in that courtroom, dog, and broke the
did he?
handcuffs to everything. Like there's people like that, bro. You
Yes.
gotta look it up. I don't know what, but he literally ends everybody in the courtroom and gets a like runaway slave status, bro. He gets
Bro, do
out of
you?
control,
I asked you. I don't know if I asked
out
you.
of control.
The because you don't watch a lot of movies. Just want to ask you, but if people who watch this, they'll see, man. It was a 3-part movie at the time. We didn't know it was going to be 3 parts to it, but it was called Unbreakable. It was starring Bruce Willis as like he was a football player and all this kind of shit, and a plane crash, and he was the only survivor, and that shit brought attention to him. Like, damn, why is this guy the only person who survived this plane crash? Like, what the hell? Where was he seated? Where he seated was like the worst of the goddamn crash. There's no way you should be up walking around doing this shit. Come to find out, it was part of 3 parts. Now Samuel L. Jackson was in the movie. He was a guy in a wheelchair named Mr. Glass. He was one of them guys that had that disease. If you punched him in his arm, you should have shattered that bitch. And I don't mean try to punch him
Dang,
and break it. I mean if you just, what's up, guy, and punch him, you should have break all that. Like he would fall and break his bones and shit.
Fragile,
That's why he
man,
was in a
fragile.
wheelchair. You understand what I'm saying? So it was
Mhm.
the two of them, right? One movie was called Unbreakable. One movie was called Mr. Glass that came out in like 2019. The third movie in the middle came out in 2016 and 17. It was called Split. In this movie, the guy has split personalities. He was a woman in one of them, of course. He was a little kid in one of his personalities. He was a regular guy that worked as a janitor in one of his personalities. And then he had one personality, his ultimate level that he was trying to get to called the Beast. The Beast was where this son bitch could run through walls and run up the walls and grab you by this and crush your whole goddamn windpipe in one motion, all that type of shit.
That's
He was
wild. Yeah.
he was trying to get to these levels. Well, in the last movie, Mr. Glass, the government captured all three of them and killed them. Why? Because because the only thing that could stop Bruce Willis was water. He couldn't swim. He was afraid of water. He got nightmares, this, that, and the third. He would black out. So how they killed him, bro? They drowned this fool in a fucking pothole puddle, bro. Because all of his strength and his big and his strong, and he was him being in that water messed up his mind. He couldn't get his shit together. They drowned him in a pothole pool of water. And as he's dying, he said, "Why are y'all doing this?" Because they wasn't superheroes. They wasn't bothering nobody. They was not wearing masks, fighting crime. Like Bruce Willis might have stopped a few things, but only because he was on his path to work or this, that, and the third. It wasn't like he was out trying to fight crime. So they like, we asked, "Why are you doing this?" And the lady, I'll never forget this white lady, pretty ass white lady. If I ever catch her on the street, I'm gonna put that work on her. Her name's Sarah Paulson. And he asked her, he said, "Why are y'all doing this?" She said, "Because y'all can do this and y'all can do that. And it's not fair." That's the only
That's
reason, bro.
communism, bro.
That's the only reason, bro. That's the only
That's
reason they took them
communism, my
people
nigga.
out.
That's what communism is. Communism is all about stealing
Everybody
what
being equal.
other people. No, it's not about everybody being equal. Communism is about taking what they can't have.
I thought
If
communism, this is why, let me tell you, because
yeah,
if you, I thought communism was this. If
go ahead.
you like the shit Tupac was on, bro, if you got $1 billion in the bank and you wipe your ass with toilet paper that costs $7,000, $8,000 a roll, and you know
Hmm.
people out here uh, living off one ply, and you can't
Yeah,
just get them hoes a few rolls of toilet paper that they could go sell and then turn around and have 50,000 rolls of one ply. You understand what I'm
yeah,
saying? I thought that's what communism was. It was like making sure that the people who had a lot gave to the people who didn't. And if you were a communist, you understood that, hey, I make $1 million a year. This guy makes $10,000 a year. Let me, even if you don't give him cash, let me give him this so he can have. I thought that's what
yeah. But
communism was.
that middleman turns out to be the populations to decide that, and that's democracy. So communism and democracy, they be working hand in hand to try to take what motherfuckers got. But for example, if
They keeping it for
if you
themselves.
that's what I'm saying. They taking something that they can't have, bro. And that's the premise of what infringing on the first 1 to 5 Bill of Rights is. That's why you gotta know who you are and what side of law you on.
Right,
Because
right, right.
people like Tupac didn't even know who he was, dog. He didn't even
No,
know who he
hell no.
was.
No, Pac was just, that's the problem. Like you said, I think, man, I really think Tupac's still alive, bro. I think Tupac, what happened to Tupac was he wanted to be, bro, like a lot of us when we young, he wanted to be a rapper. He wanted to be in the entertainment industry, let's say. I don't even know if he really wanted to rap. He wanted to be in the entertainment industry. He wanted to, lift his people up. And
Yeah.
he got shot the first time.
He
And
was with Black Panthers though. He was with
but
Black Panthers before he wanted to do all that.
that's what I'm saying. That's why he had that mentality. That's why the government didn't give a damn about him because they knew if we keep letting this son bitch rap, he gonna wake too many niggas up. So y'all not liking him works is no different than Malcolm X. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. Same thing, same
Mm.
premise. So because of that, Pac did his thing, but he learned that, hey man, these motherfuckers out here having sex with 12-year-olds, killing them afterwards. They down here chopping up babies like brisket, grilling them. You understand what I'm saying? He learned these things and like, I don't want to be a part of this. Well, you
Yeah.
already took the oath of the Baphomet, sir. So the only way out is death. Now, Pac knew some important people and shit like that, so he was able to work his magic, literally work his
Man,
magic, and got a, they killed the character,
man.
but they didn't kill him, folks. I'm telling you, that's what happened to Pac, bro. That's why I say Pac is still, from what I understand. Now, his journey was he
Yeah.
went from America, he went to Cuba. After it was like he was in Cuba causing too much shit. Like, because once people found out he was live and he was in Cuba, everybody wanted to go to Cuba to see him. And it was just causing too much shit because Cuba is one of them low key places. They don't like a whole lot of attention and dumb shit going on. And you got these
Yeah, but
motherfuckers.
Cuba, you gotta consider, bro. Cuba is communist, bro.
You okay? But they got all these celebrities and all these LA people and all these different people coming over here causing this goddamn commotion and the flight. Yeah, it's too much shit. So he went to
Yeah,
Britain. He went to Britain, hung out in England. It's places in England and shit that you can hang out, bro, that nobody even know it's a person out there because they not
yeah,
like America where they building up every goddamn piece of land that they can make a profit off of. They let that shit be out there. So he was out there for a while. But apparently he was having this complex built in either New Mexico or Arizona. And that's where he resides right now.
for
Out the
what good is the
spotlight.
world if a man loses his soul? For what good of the world if the man loses his soul, dog?
Well, hey, you can't say that he's and from what I understand, he ain't the old happy ass, Tupac we saw. He just a guy that just wants to be left alone because he finally see what the world is and realize, just like all of us who wanted to be stars, and if you was lucky enough to get to see part of it and realize, man, no, this ain't it. Like if you, like I told you, bro, I was in that industry. I was trying to be that with my partner and shit, and I told him this
Yeah,
2015. I told him, I said, nah, bro. I said, if we stay in this shit within a few years, one of us gonna be dead. And this is before we realized that they was what. This is before we realized the game that they'll put your ass on a pedestal, let you get a hit, put the high ass $1 billion insurance on you, and then take your ass out. Cause your next record ain't gonna never. Your next four records won't equivalent your first hot or whichever record it could have been
yeah.
your third record that just went. You know what I'm saying? You'll never be able to repeat
Well,
this again.
in my personal opinion, I would say, and this is my personal opinion. This is not
Right,
like facts. I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings. I
right.
think that he's a traitor. I think Tupac is a sellout, bro. I think he's a
Bro, he
traitor.
didn't. Bro, you gotta. This and this is what I say about all people. Like I tell you, even the Mexicans, bro. If people don't know no better, bro, what can you expect from them? You
Hmm.
understand what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
if they don't know,
Exactly.
so once he learned, he like, you know what? I don't want to do this. Especially you hoes keep shooting me. This nigga over here
Yeah.
jealous than the motherfucker. This nigga over here jealous than the motherfucker. The industry won't be
But that
dead because
that
I got the
proves
white girl on me. You
that
know what I'm saying? Mm-mm.
that right there proves what you just said. Proves once you got the dough, he had enough dough to get a passport and be out and never come back again,
No, he
dog.
didn't. No, he didn't. No, he did not. See, that's the problem with two. That's another thing he learned the hard way, and that's the problem. When Tupac got out, when Suge Knight went to bail Tupac out of jail, it was a $2 million bail. He already in the hole, 2 million. He told Suge, "I'm gonna give you, I think, 3 records, and yeah,
Hmm.
I'm gonna give you 3 records, and we'll go after that." Signed it on a napkin. Terrible idea, because now all the publishing and all the other shit is just left up in the air for Suge Knight to grab, or the record company. Everybody but Tupac is left to get paid off that publishing and shit because he just want to get out of jail. So he in a hole 2 million off the muscle. Well, he did Me Against the World, and then he did All Eyes on Me. All Eyes on Me was a double CD. So to him, that was his third album for Suge to release him to or renegotiate. Well, like you said, it was supposed to be a renegotiation, but during that
But
time,
that's
like
my
I
whole
said,
point.
he
That's
learned
my
all
whole
the shit
point.
he
That
learned.
the
You know what I'm
reason
saying?
that's what I'm saying though. Like this is real critical shit though. Like they really sellouts because if you Tupac, that means that you could pick up a microphone wherever the fuck you go
No,
and
you
run your
can't.
own show, bro.
No, you can't. No, you cannot, bro, because they basically, bro, and I will fast forward this to right now. Finesse 2 times. Don't make music right now because everything he make, shit, 97% of it probably going in fucking Jay Prince Jr. pocket. So
Somebody else,
he don't.
yeah.
So he don't want
But
to do no music
I'm
right now.
saying, but if you so popular and you so
Uh,
famous, what like I'm talking about like house party bread. You follow what I'm trying to say? Like
no
if you
shit.
the
No, you
hot
can't
shit
fuck. Yeah, exactly. You
and you telling me you
okay?
can't you if you really wanted to if you Tupac if you really
No,
wanted to
sir.
get out of the game, you telling me you couldn't sell one of them gold chains to get out?
Fuck no. How much you gonna get for that gold chain? That wasn't even his. The shit belonged to Suge. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Pac, bro, they said it's a fact. When Pac died, he had 160 something $1,000 in his account, my nigga, because all those millions of dollars that he was getting from All Eyes on Me and Me Against the World was going to fucking Suge because of
Somebody
that
else.
deal. Because of that deal he signed on the goddamn napkin. The money is in the publishing, and rappers get paid off their shows. That's why them bitches don't have no money because they doing $10,000, $12,000 show, depends on the nigga. But the real money comes from the album sales, which goes
Yeah.
to the album sales and the sales of the album of the publisher who wrote the shit. All people getting paid before the rapper. And if the rapper signed the deal and got $2 million advance, then you want gold, jewelry, you want cars, you want lowriders. I'm gonna give you all that shit. I need you to be Tupac. But you gotta pay me all that back, folks. You gotta pay me all that back. I'm not giving you this shit. I'm loaning you this shit. If you wanna own this shit, you gotta pay for this shit. Or when I'm done with your ass, you gotta give me this shit back. They don't
Yeah,
really have shit.
the reason why I'm saying I see them all as sellouts is because they continue to push propaganda, bro.
The 90% of them is 97% of that. I told my partner that's why I stopped. I said, bro, rap ain't for real niggas, bro. Real
It's not.
people who want to rap, bro, and want to do all that shit, bro. They not the highest caliber of people because that entertainment, that whole industry is wicked, is homosexual laced,
Uh-huh.
all kind of shit. So if you want to be on this industry that bad, you want to rap and be a rapper that bad. I know niggas that's 40 years old still looking for their first hit, bro. Bro, you need to,
The
bro. I
only
don't.
I think the only rapper that or the only I'm gonna call him an MC. The
Uh-huh.
only MC that's like in the mainstream, I would say that still got it. I would say is Tariq Trotter.
Who?
Black Thought.
Well, Black Thought, first of all, you got to remember, the drummers, I want to say the drummers that sell out in that group. Uh, in the
Ooh.
in the group, there's always a sellout. When there's a bunch of people, there's always that. Oh,
Ooh.
you didn't think I know nothing about that? Yeah, there's
You talking about
always
Questlove.
I believe he is the
Questlove
sellout of the group.
shit.
There's always that one person that's like, I don't like the fact that this nigga's getting more attention than me. He getting more money than me. The girls want him. They screaming his name. There's always that guy that one of them is driven by one of them three things. When you in a group and y'all done signed a bad deal, and let's say
Yeah.
NWA, how what's your boy name? Ice Cube went and got a lawyer to look at his contract and say, "Hey man, you don't want to sign this. This is some bullshit." When you that guy, you get ostracized. You get kicked out. We don't want nothing to do with him. You get blackballed. We don't want nothing to do with him. Why y'all don't like? Oh, he's liar. They'll never tell you the reason we don't want y'all fucking with him is because he's smart. They don't never tell you that. They want you sticking with. They gonna tell you this guy ain't shit. He's scum of the earth. He did this. He's a snitch. They gonna say he's everything but the man of God because he's not following a program. So
Mm.
when you got guys in the group and they have done this 5, 6 years later. TLC pull up to the award show, and all three of them in a goddamn Accord that's 12 years old, and y'all got the hottest CD in the goddamn music world right now, and you all pulling up three deep in a no, I think it was like a Suzu Rodeo or something. Like y'all three. First of all, y'all ain't even pulling up in limos. First of all, second of all, y'all not even pulling up in different limos. You know what I'm saying? Most importantly, y'all not even pulling up in y'all own cars. Y'all done pushed together in this one goddamn girl car, and Pebbles and Babyface, I can't whoever owned LaFace at the time, whichever label they was on out of that whole Atlanta area at that time, they was getting all the money. It wasn't letting them girls have shit. And they was doing all the work, selling all the records, and wouldn't let them girls have shit. It wasn't until they pull up to their award show and that them people now. I didn't have to watch the Lifetime movie to find this
I
shit.
think
I was
that
there.
was
It was TLC.
TLC.
It was TLC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have to watch the Lifetime movie to find this shit out. I was there. I was around when it broke out that the people was clowning them at the award show because they done pulled up in this Isuzu Rodeo, and they got the hottest goddamn CD in the world right now. So this shit has been going on forever. That the artist makes no money. The people behind the scenes, the talentless, the lazy, the well connected, they make all the money. They
Yep.
make all the money.
And that,
That's
but
how the
that
record
right
industry is
there,
constructed.
but you gotta also consider you got the Nation of Islam, you got Elijah Muhammad, you got Farrakhan, and these people are major sellouts to original peoples who are a conglomerate of different confederations of people that come from what people would consider uh Moors, bro.
I'm not gonna. This is like I always tell you, bro. I have been to see everything.
They made a
People
business
like
out of that. They made a business
well, see,
out of the
what
black
so
out of the black thing, bro.
let
And
me let
then
me let me
that trademark is what roped in mad people. So now you have certain nationalities around the world that ain't even trying to hear that shit, bro. So you
well
gotta think about it
because
like that too.
this I'm gonna break it down for you. So the whole Muslim thing, American Muslim thing, started
Yeah.
real heavily late 40s, early 50s because people like Noble Drew Ali and all these people was bringing up the fact that, hey man, this whole slavery thing sound like some bullshit to me. I know a guy who got a book, or I know who got a guy who did, you know what I'm saying? So they was learning, hold on, something ain't right about the history they told us. So you had
You
all
know
these
about Prince?
guys, uh,
Go ahead. Go
they
ahead,
had
go ahead.
all these different guys who was bringing up these things. Malachi Z. York, this is came later, but I'm just saying from Noble Drew
Hmm.
Ali, who came out in the 1800s with like, hey man, something don't sound right about this shit. So all the black people who were Christians started to convert to Muslim because they found out that they had been lied to, especially in America. That's why I say in America, people starting to realize they have been lied to so much that you know what I'm saying. They start doing everything. Like the last thing people do is what I realized they don't go learn for themselves. They just convert to what the next person said. Oh, they liars.
Yeah.
They this, that, and the third. Okay, we rocking with you. Well, what if he lying?
Yeah.
As
Hmm.
is the Muslim shit. It ain't a lie, but if you are a decent human being, you can't follow the Muslim all the way because it's too goddamn violent, it's too extreme. You beating women, you abusing kids, you doing all kind of shit that a decent person just finds. What? You know what I'm saying? So, but people had to get through that to find that. They all trekked through that. 60s and 70s, it got heavily. That's when, like I was telling you, the guy in Vietnam told the Asian girl, what the Asian girl told him, hey man, they told us that all y'all was liars, thieves, this, that, and the third, and y'all ain't nothing like that. But like I told you, 10, 15 years later, niggas is everything that they said they was gonna be because they knew that they was programming them to be this. So
Yep.
all the guys who was in the Muslim world who stayed away from it stayed in the Muslim shit, bro. And that shit just became a whole business. It became a whole way of life. even though they was doing good things like the food programs and the healthcare and all that kind of shit, all that shit was
Yeah,
jumping off and it was jumping right. What happened was the
yeah,
people came, the alphabet boys, CIA, mainly them because they was the first ones. The I can't remember they were like the ISS or some shit that they was called originally. They was investigating the mafia because the mafia was the ones putting in the real work and doing the real crimes. But the mafia is the mafia. So they got dirt on everybody. They got Hoover dressed up like a woman. They got him in compromising positions with his top aide, who's a homosexual, open homosexual for the most part. Uh, they got him in compromise. You know what I'm saying? They got all this shit. And they said, we're not going to out you. We're not going to tell nobody. All we want you to do is leave us alone and focus your energy on anybody but us. Where there's only one other group to make the enemy of the state, and that is the black and the brown. That's the only people they got to focus on. So now they infiltrating the mosques and the churches to find out how can we cause trouble with these niggas so we can make them cause trouble so we can justify having these jobs and these high paying salaries. So let's say, hey, the police is beating on everybody on this block over here. So
yeah.
the Black Panther organization in this area, let's get one of our guys in there and say, hey man, they already militant as it is. So we get one of our guys in there and say, hey man, I got a plug on some guns over here, bro. I can get us some high grade shit for the low. Few y'all. So the guy at the top, he approves it. He send 3 or 4 guys. All right, y'all go with him. Make sure everything's straight. Get the guns. Everybody go to jail, except of course the snitch who was put in there to infiltrate the truth. But
Mm-hmm.
they wasn't buying the guns to go to war. They was buying their guns to protect themselves from the police that's beating on them and killing them. But we gonna
Mm-hmm.
criminalize y'all and make y'all look bad and shit like that. So they kept that as a process and kept doing that. After a while, bro, when everybody going to jail and dying, you like, goddamn, what do I need to do? Well, what I need you to do is this, that, and the third. You can keep up your front of loving the black people and helping the black people, but you can't love or help the black people. It all needs to be a front. It all needs to be a dog and pony show. You set up these things, you doing this. Elijah Muhammad, you got kids with all the goddamn girls under 15 in this motherfucker. We gonna hide that. We like that about you. We like that. So we gonna hide that about you. We're not gonna tell nobody. Malcolm X find out about the shit and go, hold on. This is awful. We don't need to be doing this. We don't need to be following this guy. It's some things that's awful, awful, awful. Elijah Muhammad says, hey man, this guy is not even him, it's his son. He fucking with the
Mm-hmm.
money. We got to get rid of him because
Yeah,
if
because they
he,
they they all got their philosophy from somebody who stole everything from Drew Ali, bro.
you see what I'm saying? You
They
see what I'm
got that
saying?
they got these philosophies, and Riza Islam is looking like a clown right now on the internet because Riza Islam was the one that went and said everything about this legal fiction of black being profitable and that the real title of the people is more. On top of that, you have Farrar Muhammad, who's not even a so-called black man that they all worship, and Farrar Muhammad is in a picture with Drew Ali.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? They stole all that shit from Drew Ali. And on top of that, there was somebody called Prince Ramen. I'm not sure if you ever knew who he was. And
I've
there's
heard of him,
another
but I ain't researched him.
Prince Ramen was 1700s. He was like a big time businessman, but he was a fully devout Muslim. And his children, half his family became part of the United States government, and half his family went back to Libya, and they were all
That's the
Muslim.
that's the same thing the Rothschilds did, bro. That's the same. They learned that maybe they part of the 13 bloodlines because they learned that same move from the Rothschilds. The Rothschilds came from either England or Germany, and he had 5 sons, and he sent them bitches all over the world, Spain,
Hmm.
uh, America, Asia. They sent them all over the world so that they all, and they always got money, so they moved straight to the top. They know everything that's going on. Everybody kisses the ass of the person with the money who has the gold is king. So he has all the information on what everybody's doing. So that's how they able to take over the world, literally, because they know what everybody's doing. They know what everybody needs. They know who's willing to sign on. They know who we got to get rid of because they're not gonna sign on because they morals, they religion, they culture, whatever it is not gonna and coincide with what we got going on. So we have to
Hmm.
push them to the bottom or eliminate them completely. Just eradicate the whole.
Yeah,
That's what the World War II was about. It wasn't just about Hitler. It was about destroying all the buildings with all the knowledge and all the depiction of shit that they're going to say is a lie and didn't happen. We got to destroy all
yep.
that so we can tell them the bullshit that we want them to believe. You
That's
know,
what Reconstruction is.
right,
Reconstruction is a multi generational thing that is plagued as different titles. But when I went down to South America, when I was in a temple down there, and the
right,
brother gave me that book, the book that I read, "Que es Islam?" What is Islam? And I have a playlist on my channel. Is Spanish for the Moors, and the entire
right.
um, analysis and Spanish and English class on that particular book that I got from that particular temple in South America, Quito. That place, that brother that was in that mosque at that particular time, he told me South America was completely Muslim, bro, prior to this whole Inquisition, bro.
It wasn't but two
There was
religions, bro.
there was temples everywhere, bro. There was mosques
Yeah.
everywhere in Haiti, Cuba, South America, and then that Reconstruction aspect really started taking place, bro.
It was
And
only two religions, bro. That's why they did that.
you could
The white
also
man and
I
the
mean you could
but
also think about the removal of the bells. You don't even hear the bells no more. I don't know. Do you got bells over there, bro?
bro, stop it, bro. You know they took down the bells in the early bro, stop it, bro. You know the bells been gone, bro. The bells been
You see
gone,
what I'm
bro.
saying? So
The bells been
Islam is
gone.
not even like that's the whole point. Like when Drew Ali was talking about Islamism, like he's not talking about
Wait a
Islam
minute,
and
y'all still
Muslims
got
as a
bells over
religion.
there?
Very rare.
When was the last time you heard a bell?
Like 2 years ago, bro, in my hometown, they still got them in my hometown.
Shit. No, we don't got no bell. Not in America, Jack. We don't got no bells, bro. They been took them bitches down, folks. They shut the bells
Nah,
down.
my hometown, bro. In my
No, I'm talking
hometown
about in
up in
America. No, no, no.
in
I'm talking about in America or anywhere close to America. They shut the bells down a long time ago, bro. They don't want people
my
waking up
nigga,
like that.
New Jersey's in America, bro. I'm telling you, my hometown, they got bells to this day.
Nah, bro, stop it, bro. And they ring them.
I swear. Yeah, they be bringing them bitches,
I
bro.
don't know how. I don't know who's in charge of them bells. 'Cause I don't know how the hell they still got them, how they still active, and all of that because they was
But
turned
that's what
down.
I'm
They
saying.
tore down the bells.
That's that's when Drew Ali be talking about Islamism, and if you get a chance to get into the Circle Seven Quran,
Uh,
it's not a religion, bro. It's a way of life. It's
bro,
just
the
basic.
bells is part of bro. The bells are part
It's
of.
like the bells are equivalent. The bells are equivalent to like the imam, calling for the five prayers.
That brother, right? The
It's the
bell has got
same
to be.
shit.
Yeah, the bell was part of everyday life. The bell was like, bro, like we don't have no kind of tradition today that goes that you know what I'm saying that I could put to the equivalent of what them bells was and how meaningful they was to the people. We don't have nothing
Yeah.
today that I can equivalent to because them bells was important to keep people. That's why people, bro. Have you heard the story of this woman had a baby? The baby was stillborn. They buried the baby in the little
Ring
stillborn
the
baby.
bell.
No, I'm just saying they buried the baby, and then they got down me brought the baby. They went in. She dug the baby up, put the baby in front of somebody's house. I guess maybe she thought that they still lived there, and boom, they arrested her goddamn ass and put her in a mental hospital because you are like had she had the bells been active, that would have never happened. That's how
That's
important.
wild.
That's how important the bells is for people to understand. That's why I say that's the best way I can store. People are that mentally ill because they took away the bells from us, bro. But between the food, alcohol, all that bullshit, between all that, but the main reason is because the bells was gone, bro. The bells would have woke her up a long time ago and had her come to her goddamn senses. But that's the point of taking down the bells. And the people when we talk about
And
the
that
bells, I don't know what to tell you.
that right there is one of the issues that we have, and that's why I be so, everybody a sellout and they all going with the circus and the stage, because these
They
people's making
are.
decisions. They making decisions, bringing children into situations, and
Right.
then blaming the whole world for not being fair, when they're the ones that's clearly making decisions on behalf of them not being ready to take up responsibility. So when people don't have no knowledge of self, and you be getting told what is what, but you had the truth in 1920. Everybody had the truth in 1920 through
They
Drew
took it.
Ali and C.M. Bay and Charles Mosley Bay. No, it's not that they took it. It's just that people in our own communities that we keep seeing as
No, they took it.
our brother
They took
because
it.
of a skin color, they
Right.
turned it into a corporation, which a
You understand
corpus
that?
means a
That's why I say
corpus,
they took it.
is a dead body, bro. So these motherfuckers is literally looking at blacks as dead. They're looking at anything that got to do with black, anything got to do with Latino, everything that got to do with business. All that shit is dead. Just like a piece of paper, like a dollar, that shit don't talk. It's dead. You see what I'm
There's,
saying? So
bec-
they use that to siphon people's energy, bro. And all of them churches, all of them places, all of them castles, them holy grounds,
right.
everybody be bashing religion, but they don't even know that those are sacred grounds that your ancestors built, because they was masons in terms of construction, not masons in terms of people that was creating the occult. Those are ancient buildings, bro. Like Moorish buildings. You go to them churches today, that's the only remnant schools, churches, libraries, parts of
Right. Right.
DC, these municipalities. That's the only thing that we have left in terms of who we are, because Drew Ali was the one that put it together. It's not about religion, bro. Drew Ali
hmm
was teaching civics.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. They just use religion. That's why I say they took it. They just use religion as a. Bro, I can tell you, religion. That whole thing is for people who they know are like the slow people, bro. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the people in the church or anything like that. People in
Yeah.
the church is like this, bro. And this is the best way I can describe them so they can understand. Anybody in the church, I want you to think about the members of the church. All of them have some kind of issue, some kind of where they need other people to
Yep.
be, you know what I'm saying? Like they need that. And if you one of them people and you need that, that's perfectly fine. But the problem is, it's so many of these motherfuckers. It's so
Yep.
many people that needs this kind of guidance and need this kind of help. It throws off the balance because, like
Hmm.
Drewski and all these people showing, once they have put money and material shit at the foreboard, the preachers and all of them are now worried about money. They want this bad. This chick that got the BBL and the breast augmentations. They want all of that, and you supposed to be worried about God, and that's supposed to be your main focus. When the people give you money, it's supposed to keep money in the till for people who can't afford to pay their mortgage or they rent or they light bill. Keep food in the storage deal for people who can't afford to feed their people because they done paid their food, they light bill, this, that, and the third. Is for people who keep the money for people who, man, they done beat such half to death. And you know what I'm saying? We need, you know what I'm saying? It's for situations like that. It's not for the pastor to drive a Bentley. It's not for him to lock the door and say, I need us to reach $9,000. Ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying, bro? That's not what it was about originally. The church was originally based for people to receive help that really needed, whether it was physical help, financial help, mental help, whatever. That's what the church was originally for. They took it over with the whole that what new world order. Let's just keep it a book. They took it over and made all the people, the, the programming, the food. You got to remember, the pastors are some of the worst eating niggas on the world. You know what I'm saying? From back in the day. Now everybody, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm just keeping it a buck. The pastors from the South back in the day were some of the worst eating niggas. They eating big. Hey, the people
Still to
from
this
the
day.
they
Still
can't
to this
afford to
day.
give the pastor nothing but something to eat, a whole plate full of pork and shit that's hog maws, pig feet, chitlins. Here you go, pastor. I made you a plate. Man, this plate is killing this nigga, and not only time it's killing him is eating his mind up. So now
Yeah.
he don't even understand, bro. You is not, bro. Tell me how many choir directors in the church that ain't gay. Everybody that go to church that don't got a gay choir director, please raise your hand. And whether he openly gay or closetly gay, because some of these dudes got two, 3 kids and a wife, and the whole time they
And then they
praying.
still be fucking around.
You see what I'm saying? Or praying. That's the reason they in the church, because they don't want to be
Yeah.
like that. They know it ain't the way, but they just can't help themselves. Lord, help me, please. That's why they in the
Yep.
damn church. I don't be wanting
But
to hear that shit from them church people.
that's why there's so much dysfunction and trauma and fucked up shit going on
In
in
all the
America
neighborhoods.
specifically
What?
because of the fact that these people are clowning God, dog. These people are
Clowner, straight clowner,
clowning, dog.
disrespecting him,
So,
all of that.
nigga, we talking about the Bible itself. Christ, Drew Ali brought the chapters that were missing of his voyages when he went to India, dog. And ain't
Right.
nobody in an American church today talking about when Christ went to India, not even
Because
for a
they
second. And
because they gonna lose their shit.
we talking about, nigga, we talking about
Oh
the
damn, you
Pope
froze.
status. We talking about the Pope status, bro.
Well, you see that bitch from
Like,
Chicago.
we talking about people like Christ himself when he went into churches, dog. He was knocking down stuff in the churches as a boy.
Yeah, yeah, because he knew it was
And
wrong.
because he knew it was wrong and because he was who he was as one of the prophets, because there's many prophets, right?
Because they knew what he was
Because he
doing,
was
Jesus.
because because he was who he was and he was righteous,
Right.
he was gaining hitters, bro. He was gaining hitters, people that was ready to bang for him,
And they can't
right?
have
And
that,
then
bro.
now there's a creed of particular people that see this um iniquity and this vanity of using books and propaganda to clown God and all this other
Right,
stuff, and
right.
you know what I'm saying. And then there's creeds all around the world that looking at people that's calling themselves Christians and Catholics like motherfucking clowns. So it is pretty wild because if you really Christian, you really Catholic in this as an American today,
Nah.
bro,
You're evil.
you
You
either a
evil.
warrior, or you somebody that like nobody even knows and you balling type shit. One of the two.
Bro, like,
Because
you
my
don't
nigga,
do that kind of shit.
to hold on to the creed of what Christ was talking about, like
Yeah.
these folks don't even be reading, bro. They just be listening to the pastor. If they
That's the
was to
problem.
actually read that shit,
Bro. You can't tell me that you gonna read the Bible and not have questions, bro. You either ain't understanding that hoe or you not reading it. You can't just you
that's a fact.
or the most, like I tell you, the main reason they even in there in the beginning is because they mentally ill. And they can't
That's
understand the
facts.
goddamn Bible. They just
That's
reading that
facts.
bitch, all they see is words, because ain't no pictures in there. You understand what I'm saying? It's
Hmm.
like they don't they
Hey,
like
that's a
just
good
listening.
point.
Yeah.
That's a really good point because the original the original Bibles, the ones that's like real thick, big ass
Had
ones,
pictures.
especially
Bro.
they had
They
pictures, they had all
they
that.
call
Yep.
what we call today, they had receipts in the Bible. So that
Yep.
I'm gonna read you this, I'm gonna have you read this chapter about this, that, and the third, and then I'm gonna show you a couple of pictures of the shit. So you know,
Yes, sir.
so and what it's about, because when you read shit, bro, you're supposed to get a mental picture. Like if your mind a certain level, yeah, like they say nowadays in sports with the Cowboys, and they say if your brain works. If your brain work, when you read something, you should formulate a mental picture in your mind. And then when you go to the pictures to see what in your mind is what, you know what I'm saying, is what they was there. Or it could have been totally different. But at least you're supposed to be formulating something in your mind other than just having a blank space. That's just like I said, for the people who
Wow.
mind don't work, folks. So
That's
that's why they
wild.
in there. But they took the pictures out because again, if you talking about Vermonters and shit like that, you can't have a picture of a flying fucking pyramid and then have the people of today not go, hey, wait a damn minute. So we take all the pictures out and just put in there what we want y'all to know. We took out the book of Enoch, we took out the book of Thoth, we took out the book of Maccabees, we took out the book of Jubilees. We take all these books out that y'all don't know nothing about,
Hmm.
and give y'all this King James version or whoever wrote the bit, Shakespeare or whoever wrote it. uh, we give you this so that you'll have something to follow because we know y'all need something to follow. It ain't even a question. We know y'all need something to follow. If we give you, what was that book that was the man, it's a book, the Grimoire. Is that what it's called? The Grimoire, the Grim something, the book of spells and demonology and all this shit. If we give
Yeah.
y'all that to read, you some bitches gonna be concocting demons all over the goddamn place, or you're gonna be
Hmm.
concocting spirits to fight this demons. We just gonna have a war literally on Earth. So to avoid that, we taking all that knowledge from you humans because y'all got
Yep.
the ability to do it. So we taking all this knowledge from you humans so that y'all can't sit here and be concocting dead spirits that we made dead because this some bitch is crazy and everything he wants to do is destroy and kill. We don't need him
Yep.
roaming around on this plane. They don't
Yep.
understand that part about
That's what
shit.
they do in specifically in some parts of like the real like Latin American, South American. I call it Moorish America, South America.
Right,
All of that down there, they have like these particular gangs, bro, that be all about, like using like Satanism because they know that obviously there are certain populations that don't have anything but the system to rely on, so they get trapped into like the whole egregor or the mindset of like, trying to be righteous and be a good Christian and be a good Catholic. And then
right,
you got all these gangs and shit that's like, nah, we know what y'all weakness is. And then that's how that circle and that cycle goes. And that shit's been going on for fucking mad long, bro.
right. That's part of the whole. Like I said, bro, that's part of the propaganda that goes on with mind control and how they want to have us. Like I said, that's leading us into why the Mexicans hate the black people, and they truly do. Most of them hate black people. Did you watch the video? That's why I told you to look up on it. Did you watch the actual video of what the girl said? The little cop, the little Mexican cop girl said? Oh, this food is frozen.
You talking about when the dude was on the pyramid?
No. I'm talking about the Mexican cop girl. Remember, I told you, I said, bro, we got to talk
Okay.
about this Mexican cop that got fired in Houston.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Refresh my memory, go.
Okay, so bro, we got to get to the point. Like right now, I wanted to be able to show a clip of this girl so people know what I'm talking about. But for the most part, it's a lot of people, especially in Texas, they know all about this. So it's a girl. We didn't know she was a cop at the time. She was in plain clothes, and she was talking
Yeah.
about how she can't. She, I hate niggas. I can't stand these little niggas.
Yeah.
Apparently, some she left a bag or something. I didn't even get the whole gist of the story, but I got what it is. Apparently, she had some shit and niggas stole shit from her. Basically, all it is, some niggas stole shit from her, and she just went on
Mhm.
this internet on the ramp about how she can't stand niggas, and that's why everybody like niggas and niggas this and niggas that. Well,
Mhm.
she's a Houston police. She's tasked with protecting niggas. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's part of your job. And for you to get on the internet and say all of these things, oh bro, it wasn't. She said that shit 3 or 4 days ago. Within 3 or 4 days, her ass was fired because it's this black lady out of Houston. I can't remember what her name is, but anytime some shit go wrong with black people in Houston or Texas, especially, period. Oh, she's showing up. She a little short black lady wear eyelashes about 7 feet long. Everywhere she show up, if black people have been done wrong, bro, she is going to be there and she is going to say some shit. And she was on their ass about this girl being in that kind of position and having those kind of feelings.
Mhm.
Mexicans hate black people because the Caucasian people want them to. Let me understand y'all how this go. So the Spanish Indian War. Now remember, they say Indian, they mean Native American. Who are the Native Americans? Black people. When you say black people, everybody want to think you talking about these ignorant, tight pants wearing, gun toting ass niggas of today. We're not talking about them. We talk about the original people, the original Native Americans who had a different mindset and were different things. Doing our own thing down towards the Oklahoma, Texas area, doing our thing. Geronimo is the guy we talking about. Everybody know this, but they'll really explain to you what really went on. So Geronimo is doing his thing. One of the Mexican women, I don't know if they was in a bar, they just happened to be somewhere, and he popped the shit to her. She liked it, so she went with Geronimo. The Mexicans didn't like that, so they went and raped one of the Indian women. They didn't get the number. I mean, obviously, you wouldn't get the number, but you know what I mean. They didn't run it through the game. They went and took the woman and took it. So
Yeah.
that caused Geronimo and his people to retaliate by killing one of the Mexicans. Well, that caused the Mexicans to retaliate by killing one of the Indians, or two or three of them, which started a whole goddamn war. But the whole war started why? Because one of these guys was sleeping with one of the Mexican women. He didn't rape her. He didn't take it. He got it fair and square, and the Mexicans don't like that. That goes back to the, what is that? I think that war happened maybe the 1600s, bro. That's how far it goes back. So when people don't understand where like that's where it started. That's where it comes from. It could have been reprimanded, but just like I told you, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. When you got invaders coming from and they need people to, they don't have the firepower, they don't have the manpower to defeat these people by themselves. They gonna take any help they can get. So if you hoes is beefing, I'm gonna cause all the problems I can between the two of y'all to make y'all hoes go straight to war. That's less of you bitches I gotta kill when I come to do my thing. You understand what I'm saying? Mexicans, black people, they don't know this part of the story. So that's why they be on the dumb shit. I used to work with a Mexican guy, man, and he said the reason he don't like black people is because his parents, well, his daddy went to work, and in Texas, bro, that's a real thing. Everybody know if you want to hit a lick, sit outside the cash store, especially back in the 90s, early 2000s. Sit outside the cash store, wait for the Mexicans to come out there with their check cash and go and demand it from them. You don't even need no pistol. You can catch them with a couple lefts and rights, and they going to get that shit right on up. And this
Mhm.
was 2010, 11, 12. They niggas are still doing this. So niggas did that to his parents, so he don't like niggas. But at the same time, he's a weak person anyway, so you can't expect nothing much from somebody that's weak internally. When somebody is weak
Yeah.
internally, to me, I don't expect much out of them. They got too much to do to learn for themselves. And that's how majority of them are. Some of
Yeah.
them are natural warriors, they natural good guys, but majority of them do not, they don't reach maturity until they hit, like they don't wake up like until they get close to 50, bro. So if you're dealing with a Mexican under the age of 40, 45, you're basically dealing with a child. And there's no disrespect to them. That's just the point of where the people, where society in America has placed them. That's where they want to keep them. You understand what I'm saying? Then on top of that, the one of the main reasons I like Mexicans is one of the main reasons I don't. Mexicans have that same mentality as the white folks. White is right. Meaning the Mexican be sitting here lying his ass off. 12 Mexicans gonna come out the back that wasn't even there when the shit went down and go, yeah, he telling the truth. How the fuck y'all know y'all wasn't even there? It's okay to have your people back. I understand that. I commend that. But that is wrong, bro. for the Mexican to done something foul, blame it on somebody else, and then y'all to come from out of nowhere, wasn't even over there, 12 of y'all, but got his back saying he telling the truth. So the white man go, oh, well, why would they lie? Because that's who they are. Not that they are liars, they're going to stick together. Whether the person is telling the truth, whether the person is right or wrong, they're going to stick together. I've
Yeah,
seen too many people go down behind them doing that kind of shit. But I'm gonna
yeah,
give black people, hey, and they need to clip this like they clipped the last time. I'm gonna give black people one of the smoothest part of game that y'all don't know about Mexicans. That if y'all knew this part, we might bridge together a little bit more. Mexicans go through the same thing that black people go through. They just do it in Spanish. That's the only difference. They be poor. They hate on each other. They steal from each other. They lie on each other. I'm working at a place, bro, and I'm in the office getting the paperwork. Mexican come in the office and say, "Hey, what do y'all got Javier doing?" You know, one other Mexican. Oh well, he's supposed to be doing something. Oh yeah, well I seen him over there by the water fountain on his phone. Now this is before you could just watch TV on your phone and do all this is like 2008, 2009. So if you on your phone, you definitely communicating with somebody. There is no TV watching or you just I'm checking, you know what I'm saying? There's definitely he on his phone bullshitting. But for no reason, the Mexican came in there and told on the other Mexican. So I see that they have that same knife in the back trait as black people. Only difference
yeah,
is, which is the major difference, is why they so much more different, is because when it comes to family, boy say Mexican will cut you to pieces behind their family, boy. And you ain't finna say nothing about them. I'm not finna say nothing about them. Without them Mexicans getting mad and be ready to be on your ass. Don't talk about their family. Don't do nothing to their family. A black
yeah.
family implodes from within. Like you have a black family, the people in their house is the people they rock with. The people outside their house, they don't give a damn about. And Mexicans not like that. They give it if your last name is Martinez, every Martinez that come through that bitch is gonna get show love, they gonna get show respect, they gonna get helped out. Perfect example, my car. Been sitting here two
Yeah.
years waiting for the Mexicans to work on it. But if I was one of their friends or in with one of their people, they would have been knocked my shit out. But
Well,
because
let me
I'm a
ask you
what
this.
uh
Let me ask you this. When you meet a Mexican,
uh
do you say, yo, you a brown Mexican or you a white Mexican, or do you say like that they're black Mexican? Do you ever do that?
I don't do nothing like that,
Nah,
bro.
right? So
I'm a
then
I'm a
why is it
but
so think about this. Why is it
uh
that every single nationality in the world when they come here they do that to us, bro?
because they have been trained to do this. That's why I'm breaking it down
Facts.
to. They've been
Facts.
trained to
Listen.
the
What nationality is somebody who's considered black or Latino or Hispanic? What
any
nationality?
see that's the thing about it. There is no real there's bro, there's one are you
But what would
American or
they
are you
say?
not? Are they gonna say you they
Exactly.
got yeah, they
They're
like
gonna say
no
you
you
American, right? So
yeah,
they
hell yeah.
know so they know that you American. And
Right.
then
But we get treated funny regardless.
that's where the motherfucking beef is at, and that's where the jealousy is at, because we have as Americans, some of us got bloodlines here that was predating all types of Mexicans, bro. Before
Right. Right.
Mexico wasn't even a fucking
They had to
like
be put together. That's a it's a
it's a
construct. Like
nation
they had to
state.
put that be
It's a
they had to
yeah,
put that bitch
it's a
together. They
business,
had to
bro.
yeah, they
All
had
these
to they made that.
nationalities is all businesses, my nigga. Like
Right. Right.
ain't none of them. They all jealous. And on top of that, at the end of the day, where did they learn everything from? What did every nationality in the world learn everything from?
They
They
everybody
learn
learns
everything
things from
from
black people.
original people. Exactly,
Right. Right.
original
Everybody
peoples,
learns that
right?
they have been
So
taught and programmed to hate us because
when
the
when the whole planet is sucking from the Americans, but then now we're talking about the Americans being
right.
defamed
Right.
because now we know that the Americas is North, South, and Central.
Right.
Mexico is still part of the Americas. Colombia is still part of the Americas. Canada is still part of the
Yeah,
Americas.
it's
All
all
that
part of
shit is
one of
still
that, but
part of
we
it.
can't.
You see what I'm saying?
They can't
But
have that, but they
we
can't have it like that.
we we were fortunate enough to be born
Right,
within a particular region of the world, and that shit
right.
is not by chance. We were born in a particular region of the world to get the glory of the whole continent, and then these niggas be hating on us based off of a whole bunch of propaganda, dog. And they just
But that's
jealous of
that's
the fact that
that's
they just can't. They just jealous. That's what it is.
that's at the end of the day, it really all at the end of the day, it really all boils down to jealousy, which to me is like, bro, like I said, weakness, bro. They go to church, they Catholic, but I don't know how I ain't gonna say because it used to be higher, but a lot of percentage of Mexicans are Catholics, bro. So they
Yeah,
taught to me, bro, y'all go to church, y'all eat the flesh of Christ and y'all drink the blood of Christ, bro. Like y'all in y'all mind, but y'all don't even realize y'all are being taught to be cannibals. Like y'all are taught cannibalism. Like y'all are taught this, and it's from y'all religion passed on, passed down, passed down, passed
mm-hmm,
down. Like I said, all the
mm-hmm,
way back from the 15, 16, whenever they had the Spanish Indian War. It all started
that's a
from then,
fact.
and it's just been passed down, passed down, passed down because the people have been listen to me, bro, and Mexicans listen to me. Mexicans can figure out how to do any goddamn thing. Black people can figure out how to do any goddamn thing. If we come together, we gonna figure out how to take this bitch over. They don't want that, folks. They can't. This cannot happen. So we have to do everything we can to make sure they hate each other. They stay away from each other. We can. They have to be more of a threat to themselves and each other than us. That's the way the people at the top think. And a lot of people they don't know that. So because of that, they just sitting here, black people saying just as dumb, sitting here hating the Mexicans, doing dumb shit to the Mexicans. Bro, stay away from each other if you're gonna be like that. Because if you
Yeah,
stay away from each other, there will be no, like I said, the boy don't like black people because they beat up his people and took the money. Well, if you niggas stay away from the Mexicans, that would have never happened. If somebody was gonna beat them up and take their money, it would have been their own people or somebody, but it would have been us. That wouldn't have
yeah.
happened. You wouldn't have made an enemy. You understand
I
what I'm
mean, in
saying?
my opinion, I'm gonna be straight up with you. I think everybody that comes over here that tries to make money off our backs deserves to get their motherfucking ass beat, and it's about
You
time
can't, but you,
because you
yeah,
got.
but you know,
But you now you got listen, hear me out because
I feel you.
you can't. I like that Mexican chick that's a police officer that's talking
Right,
all that shit about
right,
that niggas ain't shit, this and that.
right, right,
Ain't no male figure, ain't no man gonna step to her and beat the shit out of her and put her in her line because that's not what a man does, my nigga.
right,
So
right, right,
now we're dealing with a whole nother different level of beef when it comes to the maternal side of who's really doing shit, and then we gotta think about our sisters that don't got their heads right. So
right,
we as the dudes, we over here sacrificing for our families, busting ass. At the end of the day, we got weak ass queens.
right.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, y'all just,
So
hey, no, well,
this
that's good.
this
Hey,
this
whoa, whoa,
level,
whoa,
this psychological warfare is way deeper because
it's
like
completely deeper.
you said it last week. Like what? Yeah, it's completely legal, but
No,
if
I said it's completely deeper
if
than what they doing.
way deeper, but if you got 17 female chicks
Right,
running households that's making
right,
a sport out of getting niggas killed and they
right,
untouchable and now
right,
they Catholic and now they
right,
Roman Catholic and then they
right,
rocking the same colors as Italy, my nigga. Italy, look at Italy on the map with the boot. You
right,
got the same colors over there.
uh,
That's Rome. They
right,
all Catholic. You got
right,
Mexico, same colors. The country still cut out, looks like the Mediterranean.
right,
They got that
right,
creed. They took up
right.
that creed. That's exactly why we have serious issues in the Americas because we're dealing with being betrayed by Romans.
That's true, but it's like to me that shit happened so long ago, bro, that
It's
it
still
should
going
have.
on though because they
That's what I'm
still
saying.
Roman Catholics.
That's what I'm
You see what I'm
saying.
saying?
It should have stopped by now. People should have woken up by now. That's all. Like I'm telling you, this shit goes back way before me and you was even thought of. And to me, the
Eh,
fact that once you base it, you see the whole basis of it. It should have stopped a long time ago. Only reason it has
yeah,
not because people wanted it to stay and keep going. They needed
Hey,
to
bro,
keep going.
you gotta read that Circle Seven Quran, bro. That Drew Ali Circle Seven Quran is fire, bro, because he says
Mhm.
time was when there was there was never time when man was not. There was never a time when man was not.
Right, right. There's always been something here. Yes, for sure,
You
for
see what I'm
sure. There's
saying? Like
always been a being here.
this
We just
whole
got
this
upgraded, bro.
whole yeah. I mean incorporated
Well, incorporated too, but I
because
mean, just the
because
first set of
you
humans
gotta
wasn't as
think
smart.
you gotta think too though. You gotta think too. Everybody in the whole world can trace back their lineage and their history, and they know their laws. They got their constitutions, their passports, and they could trace
Right.
back, and they know who they are. Back going back
Except to the Native Americans. I already
sometimes
know it.
sometimes 600 years,
Right.
sometimes 400 years, sometimes 2,000 years. Sometimes that you know what I'm trying to say. Like you got people
Yeah.
that still speaking languages like
They can
that
do
was
that.
written decades, like epochs ago,
Right.
and then when they come over here, like why is it that everybody comes to America? Everybody want to be a nigga. Everybody want money, but
I
then
was
they
just
hate
gonna say because of
niggas.
the money. Yeah, because again, bro, they have been propositioned and
Come on,
propaganda
man.
to hate the black person because the black person is really the source. That's what they want you to
That's
think you are black
hey,
people are nothing. They want black people to
hey.
think they are nothing. But we are the goddamn source. They don't want nobody to know that because again, they want to put bro, if you want to be up here, I have to take if you want to beat a man, you gotta beat the man. Once you beat the man, you gotta keep him down. Because if he rises back up, he gonna kick your ass. So I've taken him down. I got to keep him down. I can't let him back up. How do I let him? How do I keep him down? I got to do this. 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 All these different things to keep him down. Never let him rise up. That's why when you said those dudes who work hard and go home to the women who ain't queens, I feel sorry for them guys. I wish in the sun, boy, I wish in so many hells that I would work in this Texas heat, 1,700 degrees, and come home to a sun bitch that's just bro, listen. That's
Well, I
why
mean,
it's so many.
that's what the Latino
That's what a
culture
lot
is
of them going
promoting.
through. Hey, that's what a
That's what
lot
they
of them go through,
promoting.
bro. It's
They
crazy. But
promote it
they
in the music,
also,
you
bro,
know.
but they also let them beat they women, bro. Mexican dude beat they women until she, boy, they got this hole in the hospital in a gurney at the crib. He ain't never going to see a day in jail because they ain't gonna never turn him in. Nigga do that. Everybody on the block is calling the cops.
That's a fact.
The niggas, the white people, everybody get this nigga. He's out of control. Mexican can put his bitch, could Lane put on a crutch for the rest of her life, and ain't nobody gonna say a goddamn thing.
Yep.
That's just
It's the
the
expectation, bro.
that's just the
It's the
culture, bro. So you can't
expectation.
do it.
Like it just looks stupid when you got people that call themselves Indian. It looks mad stupid. It looks bitch made. It's like imagine you Bo Jackson and then you start complaining that a whole bunch of high school players that's 150 pounds is not getting called for face masks, but you Bo
Right,
Jackson. That's how niggas be looking sometimes when they be saying it's
right,
them. We
right.
Indians. We no nigga, you Moors. Moors are
You
the most
you
dominant species. We talking about giants, dog.
you can't
So
let nobody hold
that
you
all
down,
of
bro.
the expectation of being a fucking giant by genetics and by generational descendancy being in the Americas, your expectations is
Right.
supposed to be like you're supposed to be like the motherfucker that owns the bank to the motherfucking Coliseum type. You're supposed to be the
But they
one that
don't.
owns the NFL. You see what I'm
But if
saying?
they take
So
that, bro, if they take
and
listen, bro, if they
that's how it's always been. It's
yeah,
always
because they
been a pretty face handler that runs a corporation, and
right.
it's always been a so-called noble family in the background, and that's why everything that you learn in America is from Europe. Nothing that you learn in America is even from America. It's all from Europe because all
Have
of
you
them
seen
people
them?
that was in Europe, they all dirty ass Moors, bro.
Have you seen them? You seen them on TV lately? They've been coming on TV with the
They
scientists and certain people, and normally they
Bro,
don't. You don't never
they
see
on
them.
the money. They on the money. They on the coat of arms. They on buildings. They have statues. They all over Europe.
No,
Sometimes they're
no. I
right
mean,
here
you
in
seen them
America
like
too.
no, no. No, I mean that's what I'm saying. Have you seen them on TV lately? They've been on TV lately. Like they normally don't come out. You don't see them. You hear about the black nobility, and you hear about black is really black people out of Sweden that really runs the world and this, that, and the third. You
Yeah,
hear these stories, but
absolutely.
you never see. You never
See
see them.
them exactly.
They was on one. I don't know if he was by himself.
That's
One, he
think
was on
about
TV
Jay
that
Z.
day.
Look at Jay Z. He. Why would you, if you Jay Z, why would you create a career out of the fact that you were selling crack and you killed thousands of fucking people? You led a whole bunch of people into violence, and then
Right.
you go under a company called Rockefeller. You think Rockefeller is really gonna fuck with you, bro?
Bro, it's like some
You
of
see
these
what I'm
people.
trying to
They
say?
just.
You see what I'm
It's
trying to
like
say?
the
So now you got like a black nobility, a white nobility, a black nobility, and then they all running a whole bunch of, come
it's
on,
just
nigga.
it's
It's
a
the
pyramid
same
scheme.
bullshit.
But
It's the same
these they
bullshit. And they
are
all guilty. They all guilty because they know better, and then they're gonna sit there and train their little American Indians. They had to go to
right,
American Indian school to learn how to be niggas, right? They had to go to school
right.
to learn how to do that.
They had to
So
teach them.
then who so then why are they teaching people that is not niggas? Why are they teaching people to call people colors? I don't you never see somebody from America who grew up with the fucking fucked up psyche go
Right.
to a whole nother country and then they start making the laws and start making the rules. Everybody and their mother comes over here and starts making rules because they feel like they have some type of entitlement and some handling.
It was money.
You
Bro.
feel what I'm
It's like
saying?
bro. What's the guy that's president? Trump is president because Elon Musk was giving this bitch $45 million a month. I don't understand why you
Mm,
need $45 million to win a presidency. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like people so stupid they don't understand that this shit is a scam. Like, why
it
do
is.
he need all that money to be president? If people want him to be president, he's president. Why do he need $45 million a month
So,
to become
yo,
president?
so would you take being a pharaoh or would you take living in a teepee?
That's a tough question, bro. The reason why it's a
It's
tough
a tough
question, most
question,
people,
but hold on.
mo-
Hold on. It's a
huh?
tough question, right?
Right,
But you play sports though. Like you know
right,
what it's like to be that nigga that that runs the whole show and be
right,
the most
right,
dominant one. All right. So if you look at that dollar bill, you got a
right.
pyramid on one side and then you got the eagle on one side. Dog, it's not hard. That TP is the ego.
Yeah, but when you put them together, you get the reptilian face. You feel what I'm saying? Like when you put them together, you get the reptilian face that's running the whole show, folks. Like that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like,
Yeah.
bro, like, yeah, like that's what I'm trying to tell you. So many people don't know what's going on. That's why I'm like, no, bro, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like I always tell you, bro, I really am this. Like, bro, I told you I started this years ago because I always wanted to know different things, bro. I wanted to know, man, why am I so different? Why when I walk in the room, don't nobody want to hang with me? You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to find that shit out. And you start learning so many different things, bro. Bro, I cannot tell you quote or page or whatever you call them. I can't tell you nothing about the Bible, but I can tell you all about the Bible. Never read the Bible all the way through. Never read more than 5 pages of the Bible. Never studied the Bible. What I studied
Yeah.
was human creation. Where the hell did we come from? Why
Mhm.
is like I told you? Why is it when I come in the room people hate me? I've started there. What is else out there besides humans? I started there. All of that led me to the Bible. You understand what I'm saying? Like all the stuff that went on led me to the Bible. Like, oh damn, this is in the Bible. This is in the Bible. Okay, this is in the Bible. I didn't know that. I didn't know this was in the Bible because I never read or studied the Bible. I studied human creation. Where did we come from? There's the
Yeah.
creator, there's God, there's Jesus. There's different levels to this shit. But they only want you to think there's one person in charge. You pray to
Yeah.
him. He gives you what you want. That's
You
bullshit.
know, you know,
What?
the first story, like the first story in the book, like after the creation, after Genesis, you know what the first story is?
Uh,
It's about a pharaoh.
Okay.
That's how the Bible be opening up. The Bible opens up as with the story of Joseph and how they did him dirty. He was a
What's
pharaoh.
okay? You
Yeah,
gotta
it's the
tell me what
story of
happened to him.
Joseph.
Because see, they
Yeah,
got
so
this. See, they're gonna say, hold on, so people can understand. They're gonna say it's the story of Joseph. But then when he
but
tell me what happened to
there's another Joseph too though. Yeah,
well, but it ain't just that. When you tell me it's going to be okay, that was Tutankhamun, or that was this pharaoh, or that was that pharaoh. But in the Bible, they just going to call him Joseph. So the people in America and the simple people can say he's talking about Joseph, but he's talking about a pharaoh that lived 3 million. No, I ain't gonna say 3 million because it wasn't that far ago. Maybe 300,000 years ago, the pharaoh lived. But in the Bible, they're gonna call him Joseph because they don't want you to know that there was people who could live that goddamn long. They don't want you to know people live 8, 9, 1,000. They don't want you to be. They don't want you to know it's people that's literally a more. They don't want you to know about Simeon Toko, bro. Simeon
yeah.
Toko is just now making. He just
That's
now
why it's
making the news,
important.
but
That's why it's
he been
important
a thing.
though. Yeah, that's
That
why it's mad important to actually like to do your lessons though, bro. Like it's important to actually learn that stuff, right? Like it's good, but you gotta have a little bit of a balance because if everybody around you got more knowledge on that, like
you
most
behind the
people,
game.
yeah, because you gotta think, Joseph. They talking about a pharaoh, but Joseph, pharaoh, he became a pharaoh because of another pharaoh. So what
Okay, keep
happened with
going.
him? I'll give it to you real like short, but you could read it. It's not that long. It's actually really it's fire. It's
Tell me,
dope ass
because I'm
chapter.
telling you, I may know the story of it.
So what happened was, and it's in Genesis.
Okay.
He had a whole bunch of brothers, and
Okay.
they threw him in a hole. They threw him in a hole, bro. And this is also in the Quran too. It's not just in the Bible. It's in the
That's what I'm
Holy
trying to tell
Quran,
you.
like
It's
the
different
Muslim.
story. That's how you know it's true.
No, no, but I'm saying like they threw him in the goddamn hole,
Right.
and then one day there was a caravan that saw him, and they took him up to slavery to Egypt. And Egypt is
Okay.
code for pretty much the whole goddamn world at the time was Egypt,
Right.
bro.
Right.
So um it's the empire. So they take him out the hole, he becomes a slave, but because he came from a family of mad people, he was gifted, he knew how to write, he had mad talents. He wasn't just a bum
Right.
ass nigga. They just found somebody in a hole, turned him into a slave.
I do know that
Like how
story.
they did like how they did Maximus in Gladiator, like that type shit. Right? So they take him, bring him to Egypt, and then one day there's a pharaoh that's having dreams and he don't know how to interpret the dreams.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah. I know the story.
one day um the 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 pharaoh's peoples, like the overseers, he hears and he's like, damn, how the hell you know what I'm saying? How do you know, like you learned, like you know this, like how the hell you educated,
Right.
blah blah.
He
So
became king. I know that story.
he end up being essentially like a king because he's able to interpret and foretell the dream of the pharaoh of seeing a huge ass famine that was going to come, and he saved the whole nation. But the problem was when he came up to be pharaoh, he found his family and he confronted them and he
Right.
forgive them after they
Right.
did all that shit to him. So
Right.
that's
Right.
why Josue, and that's also the motif in Islam as the most high and most
Right.
beneficent
Right.
force.
Right. Right.
So
Because
that is
you.
an aspect. That's an aspect of morality that comes with God in itself, because it's a
Right.
different, there's different aspects that come with that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why I'm so avid, and that's why I'm so serious about teaching this knowledge about the
Yeah. You
Moors, because
got
you
it.
got people that parading all types of religion and stuff like that, and they think that Moors is something to do has to do with just like race, skin color, being Muslim, wearing a turban, saying Islam. Drew Ali was this.
Hell
No,
no.
we talking about a priesthood, dog. We're talking about an eternal priesthood. We're talking about Thoth reincarnated a million times for righteousness. See, and
Yeah.
that's where I'm gonna have to yield the floor on that, bro, because I stand on being a Moor, dog. I don't play.
Yeah,
You see?
yeah.
And then
No, I mean, bro.
another thing too, I'll take this one right out the book of John. When they killed Christ, supposedly, because it was the Romans that killed Christ and
Right,
they were speaking Latin, when they killed him, the last words he said was peace be upon you.
right. Because see, okay, so you gotta understand, bro. The revenge, this whole revenge thing, bro. That's a big sin. That's a big sin. Like I tell people, bro, the seven deadly sins. That the Ten Commandments was not for the people, the natural people. It was for them other people, so they could teach them how to conduct themselves, so they wouldn't get kicked the hell out of here because they get kicked the hell out of everywhere else because they don't know how to act. So the Ten Commandments was really for them, and it was more commandments than them. They just only for some reason, like I tell you, for whatever reason, they break these stories down. Don't want you to know everything. They just only gave them 10. Well, one of them is don't kill, don't steal, and all that kind of shit. One of the seven deadly sins is jealousy and revenge. Gluttony, just eating to be fat and sloppy. That's why when I see some bitch that just fat and sloppy, bro. It's not that you are just a bad person, but there's something wrong because you shouldn't look like this. You should.
Yep.
There's just something wrong. We don't know what it is. You need to go get some help. We need to find out what it is because there's something wrong. You shouldn't be gluttonous like this. Because the only reason a person gets fat like that is that women get that one exception because they have babies and they lazy. They don't want to go lose the baby fat and shit like that. That's why you see a bitch that's 42 look like she pregnant right now. She ain't been pregnant in 30
Cankles.
years. You know what I'm saying?
They got them
Just refuse
cankles.
to go to the gym. That's different. But guys that's just extremely large and fat, that was big pun. When you come big pun, there's a problem, bro. There's
Ooh.
no reason for you to be in your 20s at that weight and then 10 years later you dead because your heart can't take what you done to it. There's no reason for that. There's a problem for that. There's witchcraft involved. There's low self-esteem. There's addiction issues. There's all of that tied to that kind
Yep.
of shit.
Yeah,
So
man,
that's
and
why I
that's
say
that's
people got to
really
know that.
I like the fact that you brought up Big Pun because every time that these cats in this particular hemisphere, and this is why there's gonna have to be retribution. There's gonna
Right.
have to be people who answer for
Yeah,
the
somebody got to do
wrongdoings that they're
something.
doing
Yeah, because
because
it's terrible.
every single time that a motherfucker messes up in his life, he
Yeah.
always goes and repents and he repents and he repents. And mind you, that was Paul. And there's a whole chapter in the book dedicated to a person that was dedicated to killing Christ's followers, a Christian. That's what it said, Paul. So now you have a whole modern paradigm in the future between after the time of okay, you got Christ dying, and then you got the Moorish Empire coming and fucking them up and taking it all over, and now it becomes 700 to 1400. That's Andalusia.
That's the
Then
time that they was
1490.
inducting their shit.
That's the time that they was running. That's the time that the Moors was running all of the entire world, the entire world.
Okay.
Like the Moors was running the entire world before 700, but in particularly like our modern history, they was
That's when
running
they
the
at their
world
peak.
in European history. They was
Right.
running the world between 700 and 1492.
Okay.
Now, after 1492, what happens? Now you have a
Christopher
whole bunch of
Columbus.
Romans. You have a whole bunch of Romans that turned an inquisition to go to the Holy Lands of America, 1492.
Right.
And now they're overlapping the actual events that happened in real time chronological order, chronological order.
Right.
They're putting it in a book now, and now a whole bunch of people in South America really believe that Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and all of these people that come in the gospel in this particular book were the same people that lived 2,000 years back when really there was a whole bunch of saints from Rome in 14, 15, 16, 1700, 1800, all conquistadors.
They
You see
just
what I'm
came to
saying?
conquerors. That's all they was, from
So,
conquerors, and that's what in their name they tell you who they are. They name tell
but
you
there's
who
a
they are, bro.
difference. There's a difference between like you can't just be a conqueror and be a pirate. If you was a conqueror, you was somebody that was righteous. that went to go do something on behalf, and you was ordained to do that. So there was a different
Right.
there was different rules for that type of shit.
Yeah, but then
And
that's when the
this
gray
right
area comes
here,
in, folks.
that gray area comes in because this right here is what Drew Ali is talking about: knowledge of self. You know, revert your thinking to revert yourselves to the thinking of your ancestors is exactly what Drew Ali said, bro. Revert your thinking to that of your ancestors. You gotta think, how the hell is half the entire world's landmass across the Atlantic Ocean just gonna be Indian with a bunch of naked? Come on, bro. You're gonna tell me that
Bro, you know what I'm
they
saying?
didn't have
That they didn't have nothing.
elite government? You didn't tell me that there was nothing over here, but there was people over there swinging swords in Asia,
You know,
and
all
they
that
have
kind of shit.
everything over there.
And
And they the
y'all was
ones
able to
that hate
come in with
niggas the
muskets.
most.
That's what,
And they the
because
ones that hate niggas the most,
the
bro.
jealousy, bro, is that jealousy is that fact that they can't, no matter how hard they try, no matter what they do, no matter how much conjuring and shit, devil, music, magic, no matter what they do, their ceiling is our floor. Meaning, as high, as powerful as they can get, is the lowest we could ever be, and they want us to keep us at that lowest so they can stay right at our level or above us. But if people ever get their mind together and get their shit together, they're gonna shoot up past them and
It's
realize
over.
they ain't nothing,
It's
bro.
over.
That's the whole game. That's the whole plan. People haven't
Yeah.
figured it out, and it's tough watching people not figure it out after you got people like us. You got people that's been doing it for years. Noble Jew Ali, go far back as him. You got Bobby Hemmett. You got people who want to make fun of Malachi Z. York because they hit him
Hmm.
with them. He touching kids shit, not understanding, bro. This is just a propaganda to get him off the streets. This is just the way
Hmm.
Larry Hoover. He's told these people to go kill and do all this shit. He's a leader. We need him off the streets. We don't need nobody who can influence the people to go up on the streets. We need them to go down. We need everybody to be leading the black people down. We don't want nobody to lead them up. We need P. Diddy, who don't want nobody with talent on his roster. He want people who need him on his roster. That way he can do whatever he want to them because they need him to get what they want in life. Well, you got to do things that's gonna bring you down, not things that's gonna raise you up, bro. That's why the Baphomet is like this. That's why he's pointing up and down. Which one you gonna choose, bro? It's your choice. You want to go up or you want to go down? What you want to do? That's the Baphomet
Hmm.
pose. Am I right? Shit, come on. I be knowing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta choose up to you, bro. That's what I'm saying. I know it's
Yeah.
knowledge of self is everything. The problem is people don't have none. They don't meditate. It starts with meditation. It starts with sitting back in a room with nobody, no interruptions, no TV, no phone. It starts there. I've learned to intermediate meditate between at the stoplight. Boy, I might travel to somewhere in them 2 or 3 minutes and come back. But it starts learning to meditate. Then you learn to say, okay, breaking down situations. You go back in time and think about shit that happened to you, things that you did that you could have handled the situation a different way because now you on a higher vibration. You still can go back and correct. You can't correct
Wow.
them, the physical thing that happened,
That's beautiful,
but you
bro.
can correct your mindset of what you thought what you was doing and get resolution from that because you went back in your mind and fixed that. A lot of
Yeah, that
people
was
ain't doing
beautiful,
that,
bro.
bro. You feel me? A
No,
lot
that
of
was
people ain't
beautiful.
doing
Yeah, I
that, bro.
appreciate that a lot, man. I appreciate that a lot, especially I don't like to act, nigga. I don't like when these motherfuckers
No,
just be getting on the internet and they just be
playing
acting
and
and shit. I
shit.
tell it, I tell it, I
Hey,
tell it how it is, bro. I tell it how it is.
bro,
I don't play.
why you think we don't have all them ignorant ass bot views? You know, if I wanted us to have bot views, I could go buy us bot views every goddamn week. Come on, bro. You know that shit, dog. If I wanted to look like we really doing this and we really doing that, I could do that. We're not about
Yeah.
that, bro. We gonna build it straight
Nah, yeah,
organic
Hemet,
over here.
Hemet. I like Hemet a lot, bro. Hemet is really one of them guys, man, and I'm happy for him, even though he's not like out there no more, like
Yeah, he in a
popping out and
bad way
shit.
right
I'm
now.
happy for
Yeah, he
him.
in a bad way. He in a bad way.
You
I
know,
feel bad for
I'm
him too.
happy for
Because
him.
it's like, bro, the shit this nigga finds out, bro, it's like, bro, where was you niggas at in the 90s? Where was these
Hmm.
cash apps when I could use the get well, you know what I'm saying? Where was these donations when I could
That's
have
a
used
lot,
the
bro.
goddamn money?
That's a lot to deal with. Yeah, it's a
You know
whole
what
lot
I'm
to deal
saying?
with,
Like
dude.
now I'm old as a bitch, half dead, niggas stealing my money because I can't. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? We old. We don't really know how to use this Cash App shit.
Man,
We don't know how to
you
use
know
this internet shit. Yeah.
that's just like Tariq Bay, bro. You know Tariq Bay?
Is he locked up? That's you talking about Jeff Fort?
Nah. Tariq Bay, he usually wear. Oh man, I gotta send you Tariq. You know who Tariq Bay? Tariq Bay is one of them guys too. He's like on a Hemi level, but he be rocking the fez, like a tall fez sometimes with the hair. But man, Bob, yeah, bro, Tariq Bay is one of them guys that you could tell that motherfuckers is taking him for a ride. Like they just be liquidating.
Gassing these niggas up, bro. And it's like, bro, like you gotta understand the people around. That's why I told you I don't have a big circle because I only want real people in my circle. I will have a
Yeah,
small circle versus having a circle full of. As soon as the bang go boom, you can't find them. I don't need you, man. I don't want you around me. I need to know that off the muscle that you down. Can't be no faking,
yeah,
can't be no front because I'm not trying to save a bunch of idiots. That's why I don't let a bunch of
yeah.
people in my circle because they'll get up under me because of what I can do. But I'm not finna save you niggas. So guess what? I'm not finna act like I'm your friend. I'm not finna act like I like you. I don't want you to think that you can call me and ask me for shit or make some shit happen for you and you're not part of my circle. You can and I may happen, but you can't, you're not gonna be part of the circle. I may do it just because again, I know it's better to do for other people than it is for yourself, bro. Like that is a real thing. People on this internet, bro. I try to get the guests that once we figure out how to get them on here, but I try to get some of them and they don't respond or they don't want to do it, but they'll be on other people's shows. It's because again, bro, they know they can only get to a certain level. People like me, I walk in from the bottom and walk straight to the top, and they don't like that. They don't like that at all because they have been on the internet 13,000 years and don't get halfway to where I'm going. Boy, you got a green screen? What the hell is going on?
Yeah, I just seen the button over here. I just seen a button,
That you can turn
so
to a
I
green
just clicked
screen
on it.
and put guards
Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
put all that
That's the
wild shit
shorty.
on.
That's the shorty I was talking about last week. That was saying that like, yo, my whole family be rejecting me, and I be doing everything for them.
Oh
I
yeah, that's
forgot her name
Clarissa
again,
Shields. That's
bro.
bro, Clarissa
There you
Shields. That's
go.
Clarissa Shields, bro. That's
Yeah,
anybody, bro. That's anybody from poor families, bro. Especially the black community. The one person that makes it, everybody think they rich. One person gets some money, everybody think they rich, and that's how they all fall down. That's why the shit don't go up.
yeah.
What's supposed to happen is one person gets rich. They show everybody else how to get rich. I don't just give you my money, bitch. I give you the opportunity to make your own money. You stupid son of a bitch. That's why I cut them off, bro. I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't, bro. I have no, bro. When it comes to people who dumb as hell, and it's like, bro, you got an opportunity to be anything you want, but you choose to be nothing. You choose to sit at the house, wait for
Facts.
me to throw you something, and talk shit about me for not giving you more. You, sir, can rot in hell. That's where I would do people like that. No, hell no. That's why I say I
Yeah,
feel bad for
man.
people who loyal to their family like that, that they feel like, oh, well, they family, yeah, fuck them. They what have they done for you other than talk shit about you? Let me know. You feel me?
Facts.
And you still
That's
give them
facts.
calls. You still, their kid need football pads. They got a trip to the shit and we don't got the money to send them. Can you send us a $200? You still do all that shit and they still talk shit. Fuck them.
Yeah, bro.
I wouldn't give them nothing.
No,
I wouldn't give them a
that's
cold
real as
glass of
hell,
water.
bro.
You feel me?
Yeah, that's real as
You
hell,
can't
bro.
call them that just because they family, bro. You have got to accept people that treat you not family, not have the name family. There's a difference, bro. Big difference.
Hey, man. Hey, and that leads me to this one line that I wrote down here in Latin is quonem pater meum et mater meum delinquente me domines me assumit, and to Psalms 27. It says, if there's a time where my father and my mother forsake me, the Lord will take me up, bro. So that's some real
Yeah.
shit that you just said right there.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, I tell people, man, you come from family, man, and them motherfuckers don't know. Perfect example of this right here, bro. I have a large family. I don't tell my family, hey, look out for our podcast, watch the pod, hit the like button, hit this. I don't tell them that because I don't, not just my family, people I know. The people you know are going to support you last. You got to go all the
Mm,
way around the world and come back for the people there to support you. And a lot of people do that. They go all the way around the world just to get for the people that have known them the longest to finally get them some acknowledgement and get them something. And I would tell them, fuck them. See, a lot of people, they do it because they want the acknowledgement and the accolades from the people around them. I'm going to say, no, bitch, I
Yep.
was here saying this. I started here saying this. I had to go all the way around the world and come back for y'all to acknowledge me. Fuck y'all. Y'all don't know me then like you didn't know me. Don't know me now like you didn't know me then.
Hey,
Hell
bro, I
no,
think we should
bro.
do that. That should be our next discussion right there, bro. Like,
What's that? The
people
family
who
dynamic?
like cast that be making it despite being cut off, because that's a real good
Yeah, that's a
message
good
to
topic
leave
we can get
behind.
into next time. Yeah, for sure. We can get to him because, yeah, bro,
No.
don't you have, bro, that's like, bro, and I'm going to leave it with this right here because it's time to get my mind right again. I'm going to leave this right here, bro. In Dallas itself, you have a lot of people, bro, like I said, bro, a lot of rappers that you people never heard of had songs that was jamming up out the goddamn club, bro, that you have never heard of. The people never make it because they so caught up in the people around them. The people around them say you God, I'm straight. The people around you say you ain't shit, I ain't shit. You see what I'm saying? Fuck
Hmm.
them. Keep doing what you doing. You, the people around you, the people that's closer to you, they are the. If they get, I don't even. I honestly don't care if they giving you positive feedback. They are the last people to listen to because they either
Hmm.
riding your dick or they jealous. They are the last people to listen
Yep.
to. Listen to people that don't know you. Listen to people that come from all the way from England to watch your podcast and tell you, hey man, we like this shit y'all doing. Fuck the people
Yeah.
that you grew up with. Let them come. They call them Johnny be latelys or Johnny come latelys. They call him that for a reason. Leave Johnny ass alone. Fuck Johnny. Johnny,
Yeah.
you got to pay full tickets to the show, Johnny. I'm sorry, but that person over there that didn't go to school with me, that didn't know me, that DM me and sent me a message and sent me a thumbs up, they get to get in for free. And Johnny gonna be mad
Yeah.
because I don't know you since seventh grade. Fuck you, Johnny. You should have supported me. But on that note, folks, I will holler at you later on, bro. I'm about to go take care of some things.
All right, bro. Be good,
Peace
man.
out, y'all. Later on.
All right, bro.
Peace.